You start.
1, 2, 3, and we're live. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Flozone podcast, episode 35. We got Stan, we got Dre,
Yes, sir.
we guys are here,
What's up?
and pretty much we got everybody here. So we're gonna get right straight into it, and we're gonna start with the NBA in-season tournament. So I think some of us actually disagreed on like how we felt about it, like going into it. But I'm gonna be honest, I really like it. I think certain players like Tyrese Halliburton made a name for themselves using it, and I personally really like it. I think it's a great opportunity to honestly care about the midseason. I think it's great. It did its job. I just hope it can do this year 2, 3, 4, and 5 the same way. And this isn't a flash in the pan, but what are y'all boys' takes
Too soon to tell.
about?
Just too soon to tell about how this whole, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I hate it. Because of the fact that, like, okay, they won this end season tournament trophy. What does it mean? Is it a chip? Like, are we weighing this as high as we weigh a chip? So, you know what I mean? What does that mean?
I would say it's probably something below a chip. Probably like if a team had an all-star consideration. Like if a team made an all-star, if that made any sense.
I don't view it as an accolade wise, like, because it's new, doesn't really mean anything, and it's
I
like
think I don't know. I'm not. It's one of those things where it's if you're debating LeBron or MJ, you're not gonna bring up an in-season tournament. But
watch when people do.
I think no, people will. People
they
will.
for both sides too.
Yeah.
Whether it's hate or love, they're gonna bring it up.
But I think the chip or bust thing is kind of a little. I feel like it's bringing it down for no reason, kind of, even though, yes, objectively, that's how people are going to view it, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. And I think that it's going to be its own thing. I think it's eventually, probably like 5 years from now, it's probably going to be respected.
Mm-hmm.
I think give it 3-5 years from now, I think it will be something that we actually put weight on.
Like I said, again, my question is respected as what? Like, all right,
as its own thing, because it doesn't have to be an NBA chip, though. That's the thing, not every accolade has to be.
Okay, but what I'm asking you is,
thing.
so like, all right, so now when I go to the NBA, what are we fighting for? Are we fighting for
an in-season tournament? And we're in-season tournament.
What? So now I gotta wear both?
Well, yeah. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton said it best. He said, "Hey, I know I'm not gonna be able to compete for a championship, so this is the closest thing I got." And for some players, yeah. No, real shit. Like, yeah, real shit. Like not everyone can win a chip. Only one person can do that.
I get it.
And also some teams just through seeding and other various factors throughout the season won't be able to compete. That might be the highlight of the season. And honestly, for some teams, that's not a bad highlight to win an in-season tournament. Me personally.
That's a problem in my eyes.
Basically, what Jesse just said is they made a consolation prize for niggas in the NBA. That nigga said niggas was crying that they kept losing, so they made a tournament that everybody could feel like a winner. Great.
No, I mean they actually made it for niggas like you when I think about it, because they made it for people who only watch playoff basketball and occasionally get notifications throughout the season about stats and I'm gonna save it for our next topic, but yeah.
But see, I watch basketball. I watch basketball like you said. I'm a
through
stat
Bleacher
junkie.
Report.
I'm not looking. Yeah, I'm not looking.
No, let me correct it.
LeBron
Through
make
DraftKings.
40. I don't want LeBron. I don't want to watch LeBron make 40. I just needed to make sure LeBron hit 40 on my parlay. That's all that mattered.
So you're not watching ball, nigga.
Nah, but I am watching ball, because when I'm watching,
you watching sport bet go up. You're watching FanDuel go up. Like, you're not watching ball.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that people got to take, because I guess we're jumping into it. Here's the thing that people got to take in consideration.
Oh no, I'm gonna bring it right back, but yeah.
The thing is that brings, like, I feel like that helps people, like, gives me a reason to watch, because what I mean by that is, like, me, off rip right with football. I only watch the Miami Dolphins.
That's
Like
fine.
I don't really care for the other teams.
That's fair.
But now that I have a little parlay on this specific player on the Giants or this player, like now I'm watching those games to see how those games play out. And look, at the end of the day, you get in the not that's one extra person watching the game now. Just off of some money I put on the game. And yeah, it might not even be a lot. It might be $5, $10. Because but that's I'm just saying on the sense of you're saying like I might be like people like me. That's why they made this in season tournament. People like me are just gonna watch it. Like, bro, people who watch basketball for the most part, unless you're like a person who just likes to know everything about basketball, you're gonna focus on your favorite team. When you don't focus on your favorite team, like things that you really pay attention to revolves around your team. So like if you're a Heat guy or like football is easier for me. I'm a Miami Dolphins guy. I'm watching the Patriots because I know Patriots is my rival. So I don't care about the Patriots, but I want to know if these niggas are getting good because sooner or later we're gonna have to fight. Like
In
I
the
just feel like
conference.
exactly. I feel like that shit helps boost like more people watching the game and more people getting into messing with the game. Like I said, I still stand on the in-season tournament. I don't think it's a bad thing. Did it generate revenue? Yes. Did it have more people watching? Yes. Like you're right. I haven't watched basketball besides the Heat for a while. The in-season tournament had me watching a couple different games,
Yeah.
but I watched for a whole different reason. I
A
just like to,
parlay. Yeah, I get it.
yeah, I'm watching for a whole different reason. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, Jesse, I don't know. Like I still feel like it's not a chip to me.
Well, it's
Like I
not
said,
a chip though. Like but
but
that's the thing. Why is it a chip?
so here's what I'm saying. Why add it? Like it's
Well,
not a
to
chip. What are
generate
we adding it
well,
for?
to
Just
just
generate more
generate
money.
buzz and also
And
to
that's what
give
it is.
opportunity, give a platform to
I
young
got
player.
I got an answer. So basically, with the in-season tournament, if you look at previous seasons, like AJ said, AJ, you're like, let's say you're a Heat fan, you just watch the Heat, right?
Yeah.
All right, so boom. Seem like Indiana. No, I'm not gonna use that example, but just like let's say the other good teams and stuff like
Like
Cleveland
the
Yes.
Suck and this
Pelicans.
whatever. At this time, usually like if we're gonna be real for like people that's not like me who watches like I have League Pass up and I'm watching every single game and stuff. I like watching all the good teams, bad teams and stuff like that. Generally, people just like watching good games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Exactly.
like for most people, yeah, the NBA season might start like late October, but realistically,
It's January.
the NBA season doesn't start till Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
We get the
you're right. Listen,
Christmas Day schedule. We get split this and that, blah blah blah. Then we start
you're
heating up.
100% right.
You feel
That's
me?
true.
Then we get the Martin Luther King game. Then we get the All Star game the next week, and then
St.
March
Patrick's.
is
No, yeah, you're right.
the
That's
playoff
that's
push
what
and
they
stuff like
did.
that. And then we get the playoffs. With the in-season tournament, what I can say is like throughout October and November,
We
was
care.
tuned in.
Nah,
Yeah, we
We was
care.
tuned in. So in
you're
that
right.
aspect, it was a success. In
Yeah.
terms of like what you're saying for like what does it mean, as in like LeBron just added another accolade to it, I don't really care. To me
Yeah,
personally,
like you're
'cause
the in
I
season
don't
championship
I don't really know what it
MVP.
means. I don't
It's one
put
of
no
those
weight on
things
it.
where it's like
Like
we have to wait and
like
see on that, like how we just
that's
weigh
what I'm
it.
asking.
But I think that we
That's what I'm
will
asking.
eventually after like I said, after 3 or
Like you
5
said,
of
5 years.
these,
5 years makes sense. 5 years,
yeah,
then
3 or
people might
5,
be
we're
like,
gonna
yeah,
put some
I
weight
get
on
it.
this. But now the
Okay,
first
so
one,
But
it's like
yeah, like
that's
you said,
just too
it's
early
like
to
it's
tell.
like the
But I think it
bubble.
will
It's like
care.
the bubble.
I think it will matter.
When they did
uh,
that bubble shit, that bubble, I feel like the bubble, like everybody was just either not playing for real or just it looked like easy. Like it looked like LeBron just coasted through that season.
he did.
Yeah.
Like that bubble season didn't even look like it was hard. Like it looked like he wasn't
Well,
trying. Like
here's
he
the
was just
thing.
going half pace.
It wasn't.
Well, what the bubble did was that it separated the people who play basketball professionally and the hoopers. People who love basketball and love it every day, they could not get a dime for it and still play it every single day. And people were just like, let me clock in 9 to 5, do my job, walk out, you know? And I think that even though I don't believe this quote, the Clippers were like, in the bubble, we didn't know if this chip was going to count. And so we took our foot off the gas in the Denver series. Whether me personally, I think I call bullshit on that quote. But just the sentiment itself is very telling on how,
People view it.
They not really hoopers for real, and that's why he's on the Clippers and never gonna accomplish anything. But that's another story. But still, it separates the boys from the men.
At the end of the day, do you think the NBA is going in the right direction?
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
In terms of what?
I don't know, in terms of whatever they're trying to achieve.
I think
Because
yeah.
I say
because
yes.
it's like for example, like some sports, I'm not gonna say all sports are transparent where you know what they're trying to achieve, but like an example, like MLS. You get that MLS is trying to make themselves more known and more popular and more liked. That's why
they
they got,
got messy.
exactly. So I understand what their goal is. I don't really get what the NBA's goal is. Like, like a lot of people watch it. Basketball is a worldwide sport. Like
Well, I think it's just to, spread the game of basketball. Because the weird spot about basketball is that internationally, it's not soccer. It's not the one sport that everyone universally knows. Because outside of America, soccer is the sport. So
for sure.
I think in terms of internationally is to just be the good number 2 that everyone likes, because I think the NBA kind of knows its place and is like, hey, we may not be number 1 now, but our goal eventually down the line is to be the number 1 sport eventually, but that's like 20, 30, 40 years from now, not anytime soon. But yeah, I think for right now it's just, hey, we want to spread the word of basketball and be the cool secondary sport. And I think it does that. There's plenty of thriving leagues across the globe. Everyone wants to come to the NBA because it's the highest stage of basketball internationally. Kind of is what it is, But yeah. And one thing I want to say about the in-season tournament is that I want to say shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. He played his ass off, and honestly, I think for a lot of people, he was like your favorite basketball player for like, I would say his first few seasons in Indiana, and now he took advantage of what the in-season tournament is supposed to do. Give yourself a chance to compete and also spread your name, because realistically, Indiana, they might make it to the second round. And no one's really gonna care, but he took the opportunity and ran with it. What
I got from the in-season tournament is I've been saying this for a while. I don't like the way they make the schedule in terms of like the TV schedule and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they give too many games to certain teams and this and that. Like, how many times have we seen Golden State play on national TV already this season? It's been a good 5 to 10 games already. And it's like Golden State, I don't even want to say they're done, because at this point, I don't even care whether they're good or bad.
They're a middle of the road team.
But the point I'm trying to make is there's 30 NBA teams. 30. And it's like Victor, I think, the Spurs have 15 games on national TV this season. Whereas like Indiana, I think they had like 3 or 4, I think, this season, not including the in-season tournament. And it's like players like Tyrese Halliburton, like you just said, he's able to make a name for himself and this and that. What most people won't know is like what he just did, he's been doing.
Yeah, for a while.
It's not even like the people who really like watch like the NBA like in detail. The only aspect of Tyrese that should be like, oh my God, he's hooping, is like the points took a jump. It did. It was like 5, 6 extra points, but the assists.
But he's putting up like 28.
The way Indiana's playing, like this has been a thing. So it's like I feel like the NBA needs to do a better job of putting other teams on TV so they could get exposure. There's a lot of key like gem players that people don't know about. Like I feel like Darius Garland should have more games.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando looks like they're a good team now. Like I can't even explain it. It seems like Orlando's a legit team that I have to keep an eye on
because they're a great defense.
I didn't even know that. I'm somebody who watches a lot of different teams, and I didn't even expect this from Orlando, and I feel like that's bad because they're not getting no TV time. Minnesota is literally top of the West.
And nobody's watching their games.
I'm like they're entertaining to watch. They're legit playing defense, and I'm like I feel like they need to do a better job of spreading out the national TV games. I'm happy for Tyrese that he was able to get his moment,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like we need more of that.
I think the way this is gonna suck, but earlier this season, it was like a Lakers and Detroit game, or it was a Lakers and somebody game, and they decided, fuck this, we're gonna go with the other game on the slot, and I think the NBA has to do that a little bit more. I think they have to make that executive call from time to time, but also a lot of people were giving shit to Zion Williamson during the in-season tournament, and I think that, as much as we're praising Tyrese Halliburton, he's someone whose stock went down significantly, in my personal opinion. Not in terms of like him, I guess in terms of like public perception, because Zion came in from Duke, face of the league. He was supposed to be the LeBron replacement before Wemby, and then now, he got injured first few seasons. He's had some good games here and there, hasn't amounted to anything, and this is the first season we can really say he's really on the court, and it's kind of not working out, in my personal opinion. I'm not like trade him, but he needs to be able to learn how to keep his weight off, and also I don't think he's able to. We joke about niggas being like, oh, he don't got that dog in him. Bro, I think Zion Williamson gooned the dog out of himself, bro. Like, I don't see anything out of him. He's just kind of a shell of himself.
I just don't think he wants to be in New Orleans. That's it.
But do you
The
think
only thing in New Orleans that has to offer for him is just the food. That's basically it.
Mariah Mills?
If he was in a different market like LA, New York, Chicago, maybe, like he would be taking his career a different path.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but I think with Zion, it's this weird, like, he didn't really want to be here from the beginning, and now it's like, I feel like if you wanted to force your way out, you could have did this a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like he signed because he signed an extension, and I feel like he has like what, 2 years on it left, 3 years.
I think 3 or 4.
Oh really? Oh damn. Okay, I was wrong about that. Oh damn, he's there for a while. Then I lied, but still, I don't feel like that's a good enough reason because.
Well, then it's also complacency as well. Like,
yeah,
I was telling this to another person for a different sport, but like, when you tell these young athletes that they're like God's gift to the game and that they're going to be the next one up and they're going to be the one to change the sport.
Kobe comps at 20.
Yeah, I mean, what happens to an athlete's head when you do that to them? It gets inflated and they feel like they're more than what they really are. So, and plus you give them all that money, like who's gonna tell them what to do now?
Yeah, I think to like piggyback off of that, like the average athlete already has an ego to the moon and back. So if you're the one, imagine, you're 100% right, Stanley. You have to, in order just to be able to survive. So imagine you're the 1% of the 1%. You're better essentially than a majority of your peers. Only 400 slots are available in the NBA, and you made one of those roster spots. And you're telling someone, oh, you're supposed to be Kobe, an all-time great, one of the best shooting guards of all time. You've been telling him that since 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, just because you got a little post game. It's like, yeah, this motherfucker's going to be a monster. He's going to be like, yeah, I made it. He's going to already have he's going to be playing like he's 35 at 20, not because of age or wisdom or like any kind of positive aspect. He's going to be playing like that because he's like, I made it. He hasn't accomplished anything. He hasn't gone out of his way. He hasn't gone out of his way or had any real trials or tribulations. But in his mind, him just being a prominent figure, I made it.
I feel like if I don't know if it's the media or the people that just watch the sport or just people on Twitter, I feel like we put unrealistic expectations on players, so many players and stuff like that, where it's like we basically put them in a situation to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could ask you a question like, how good would y'all view Devin Booker right now if he never had Kobe comparisons?
We'd probably have a
Top
much more
30.
favorable.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, if we're being real, there's only one Kobe and there will only be ever one Kobe. That's it.
Mhm.
It's just Kobe. There will
Mm-hmm.
never be another Kobe. It's just Kobe. We need to start allowing players to be themselves. That's not an excuse I'm trying to give Zion because he is.
Well, but
That's,
when these dudes they come up and they start trying to compare themselves to Kobe
that's
and the
fair.
likes of the ones that
That's
came before them, I
that is
mean,
fair.
they're inviting some of these, like the way Jason Tatum fans out about Kobe is like,
Yeah. See, yeah, that's
I'm not
and the
gonna
same
lie,
with
the
Devin
glazing is
Booker, like,
crazy. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. There's respecting your idols, and then there's like, bro, being a manager at a fucking Krispy Kreme just glazing. He glazed Kobe, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Jason Tatum, bro. When I saw that nigga text Kobe, be like, this is for you," and then proceeded to lose. I was like, bro, this nigga spat. This nigga's gonna spit
Yeah.
on you from above.
liquid paper.
But I think with Zion Williamson, the thing that scared me the most isn't even him being fat. It's Charles Barkley and Shaq.
Damn.
No, him being fat is a problem. It objectively is a problem. I'm not gonna lie. This is so. Sports is the only place where someone who's 5'7" to 170 can call a nigga who's like 6'6", probably like 300, fat. Crazy. That level of like disconnect, crazy. But anyway, fucking for me, it's the fact that like, bro, Charles Barkley and Shaq, two infamous players who could have had drastically different careers if they weren't lazy asses being like, yeah, this nigga's lazy and he's lazy as shit. Because when I sent that snippet in the chat, the way that they were talking about him, they not only recognized it, they were like, yeah, I can't excuse this. And normally when people go through a similar experience as you're gonna give them like a level of the benefit of the doubt, just like instinctively. You'd be like, I understand where they're coming from. It can be rough. I get it. If they're being like, yo, there's no excuse for this. He is fat as shit and he needs to get into the gym. And and then the Stephen A clip this morning of him being like, yo, chefs are seeking Zion Williamson out and being like, hey, he will eat the fucking table. Do you know how fat you have to be to eat the fucking table? Like, the quote itself is crazy. It's just like, it's just such a bad sign. Like, what I'm basically getting at is all signs are leading to like doom and gloom, not because of what's being said, but who is saying it and who is saying it the loudest. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I feel like
Hey.
he's just in a stretch where they're hating on him now. I'll say it'll probably happen in January. He's gonna have a week stretch where he's just dominating, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, he's the number one pick again, bro. He could be the face," and we're just gonna keep going back and forth, and that's just what it is.
But I don't know how he's gonna do that when he's so injury prone because of the weight. I
That
mean,
is
Yeah.
true. That
who
is
knows
true.
if who knows if he's even gonna pick up an injury in January, February, March. Like,
Bro, one man can only make so many Mariah Mills trips in a season. Like, he's a busy guy.
At the end of the day, he got his little bag. So even if he had to leave the NBA, if he uses that money wisely, he'd be alright.
Nah,
I
nigga, he
think
probably.
I think that's another thing. I think he's more in NBA for the status and the money rather than the love of the game.
a lot of players are.
Yeah,
And when
he's
when
one.
you're like that, I don't expect you to seek out your potential because like you said, he already got paid the max.
Well, it's not even that. It kind of goes back to what you guys said. What it is the fact that, like you guys said, niggas was like jockeying him since high school. Because I won't lie, I remember when I first heard of Zion, and they were
16 years
like,
old.
"Yo, this
Yeah.
nigga, yeah, bro,
Prodigy.
16-year-old freakishly tall, yeah, prodigy." Like everybody was like, when Zion goes to the fucking NBA, and then you can't discount what happened at Duke. Oh wait, it was Duke, right?
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah. What happened at Duke? Like, think about it, bro. This nigga went and broke through fucking shoes. Niggas, like, think about it like this. Niggas in the NBA break through shoes all the time. That's not something that, like, that's the first time that ever happened. No, this is normal. But niggas are like, oh, he, like, instead of somebody saying, yo, the shoes was just fucked up, the shoes were just worn, the shoes, like, something like that, it's, oh, like, bro, look at how strong he is. Look at how big he is. Look at, like, bro, this should tell you how big of an asset he's gonna be. Like they were jocking this man literally since, like you said, 16. Like, and like y'all said, they're telling him he's gonna be the best. So you gotta understand, he has to keep up this image from 16 to the NBA. When he got to the NBA, think about it. When you like that's where I be like, those helicopter parents. That's like the counter act of being a helicopter parent, where now he wants to, like, experience the shit he always wanted to experience, and now he can really experience it because now he literally has his choice of the litter. Like, think about it. Who's his baby mama again?
Somebody.
What's her name?
I don't know.
It's like it's some porn star, I think, a stripper or a porn
Mariah
star. I think she's
Mills,
a
yeah.
stripper. Mariah Mills. Like, bro, think about it. Like, bro,
His baby mama.
Wait,
I thought that was his baby mom. No.
No, her baby mom is someone
It's-
else.
It's not a baby mama. It's who he's with.
Oh, okay, that's who he's with now.
But I think she was a stripper, if I'm not mistaken.
Still, the point I'm making is everybody knows Zion's type. Why? Because we see the type of females we be seeing him with. So at the end of the day, when he gets to that power, like you said, it's more about the status and just enjoying it while he got it. Because it's kind of like when JR went to New York. JR went over there and partied his fucking ass off in New York. They were like, yo, we cannot keep JR and Iman Shumpert together. These niggas party too damn much. Oh man, Zion's just got exposed to money, NBA power. Think about it. Everybody screaming your name. And think about it, bro. You're an NBA player. Like, when you walk through the store, like, bro, like, wealth is the only thing I know of that the more money you have and the more status you have, the less money you have to pay for things. It's crazy. When you rich, people just want to give you free shit. You walk to a Chick-fil-A, they're like, no, we'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. We'll comp your meal. You know what I mean? Can you take pictures of us? Can you take pictures with us? So I don't know, man. I think status, man. Status does a lot.
Yeah. But damn, I forgot how I was gonna transition to this, so this is just gonna be rough. So next thing we got on the docket is sports betting. Oh fuck, now I remember. God damn it. I was gonna act, I don't know. Anyway, Andre, are you gonna
I want to hear you. So I want to hear your take on it, Jesse. I want to hear your take on it. What's your beef with sports betting? What's up with sports betting?
I'll give my beef. This shit's a problem. It needs to stop. Greg said it's a pandemic.
Okay, so let's start like this. First off, it's not a pandemic. It's a bandemic.
Ugh.
It's a bandemic.
Shut up.
Everybody getting money through
Sound
it.
like a forex.
But second of all,
you are losing money off of it.
Whoa. Here's the thing, though.
Exactly.
The only way you lose money is if somebody that you bet on doesn't perform to what you thought they were gonna perform.
What is your ratio in terms of your parlays?
I mean, in terms of my parlays, I won't lie. I have like a 65-70% hit rate. But here's the catch. I'm not using nobody. Like, this is all based off of me and my own personal research that I do. Like, versus, like, there's people that you can pay to join their thing who are like actually really good at betting and just really good at finding like the easier bets. And there's people who you can pay and they'll help you, like they'll give you bets that they got. And that's just usually gonna hit. But like, it's gonna hit at a higher percentage rate. The point I'm making is, for people to have a problem with betting, it's kind of like crazy, because that's like having a problem with people drinking. And the reason why I'm going to compare it is because at the end of the day, that's another vice. Like you're not doing it. Like it depends on. Like don't get me wrong. Is it something that can turn into a gambling addiction? Yeah, but the only way it turns into a gambling addiction is that you win. Jesse tries to compare this to forex, but the reason why you can't compare it to forex is
No,
because
I
every
just
forex.
compared the way you were
I know.
talking. I'm not
I'm
gonna
just
lie,
saying.
you were
I'm just
talking.
saying.
You definitely sound like you were ready to slide a nigga DM and be like, "Hey man, this is a
No,
life changing
but
opportunity, man. All you gotta do
but
is
it's not
all you
even a
gotta do is put in
life-changing
my promo
opportunity.
code. You get $100 on
Here's the point I'm
FanDuel,
making.
bro."
No, here's the point I'm making. You're gonna watch the game anyways. Like, let's say for example, you're gonna watch the game anyways. Or let's use a perfect example. Stan, I can use you because I know you watch basketball.
Mhm.
You know basketball.
Mhm.
If I were to be like, yo, like, bro, I've used you and you've helped me win bets before. What am I talking about? I've called you and been like, yo, Julius Randle said it says
Under, under,
10,
under,
10,
Yeah, it's always
under,
10 rebounds,
under.
10 rebounds, 10 or over or under for 10 rebounds. What do you think I should do? He's like, yeah, bro, do it for under. And I won. You get what I'm saying? So like, bro, I'm telling you, it's one of those things that like it's honestly innocent unless you make it go crazy. Because here's the thing: the reason why sports betting is cool.
innocent.
That's the only thing I know that I could put $5 in and get $125 out.
Bro, this is just a more complicated lotto. This is literally, I kid you not. I could,
Yeah, but
if
here's
my
the
mom
thing.
was in
Here's
this
the
room,
thing.
I
Here's
could
the
bring her
thing.
in and like she would
But
give you
here's
the
the
same
thing.
exact logic on why
But
she
here's the
bets on like
thing.
the lotto.
You have.
That's
But
like the
you
same
have
exact.
no. But here's the thing: you have the power to decide on what type of risk you're gonna do. The reason why this isn't like the lotto is one. It's literally, bro. The chances of you winning the lotto is 1 out of like 1 billion. The chances of you winning your bet is 1 out of 5. 5 niggas got to perform right. If all 5 perform right, you up. I mean, it's not 1 out of 5, but you get what the fuck I'm saying. Like it's really dependent on 5 people doing whatever the fuck you say. And here's the thing: you don't have to do 5 people. Some people do just 2 people. You might be like it might be like, oh, LeBron's gonna score 20 more or less, and then it's gonna be like
You think you're gonna get any money
Russell
off that?
Westbrook is gonna score 20 more or less, and then you put $10 in, and then you might not win a fucking 150, but you're gonna win like $30 back. So it's like it's something. And people who put 100 and win 300 back. The point I'm making is it's another income if you're good. If you're watching the sports anyways, what's a little $5 gonna do? Think about it like this: we spent $5 on bullshit. Don't get me wrong. Some people I know they're a little more cautious with their money, but you can. If I told you to look at your bank account, you can show me $5 that you spent on some bullshit, or $5 on something that you didn't really need. You can find $5. You tell me you can't throw $5 and you're gonna watch the game anyways? Shit, bet on your favorite team. You love your team so much, bet on them. Shit, now your team making you money, bro. In my opinion, it makes watching the game more fun. Like it makes it more fun because now I'm rooting for this guy. I could care less if Antetokounmpo
What were you
scores
doing
30.
before? Watching him?
No, he said
No,
rooting, but what if you voted under? Are you still rooting for them?
and
Yeah.
that's the point I'm making. Now I'm rooting against this guy.
That's the
Hey,
problem.
1 week. Hey, listen. Monday I might be wanting Ante to score 35, but Tuesday I need Ante to go under. I need Ante to, bro. I need him to have a horrible game Tuesday, and that's how it goes sometimes. At the end of the
I
day,
don't
it
know.
gives you another. It's
I don't know.
the point I'm making is out of all the shit you see niggas do for money, I feel like this is one of the more simpler and cleaner ways to make money. At least niggas
Clean?
aren't taking your bro. So what's all right? So all right, Jesse, it's not clean. So what's dirty about betting? You explain it to me. Let me hear you out.
Isn't this like a vice in the Bible?
How
This
is it a
is
vice?
my
It is.
issue. My
Like-
issue is not it's a like it's not a negative like oh my god it's bad like oh there's people that's sex trafficking or doing this and whatever to make money. I get that, bro, but it's a problem. Just like how you said drinking, it's like drinking, and the fact that you said drinking is not a problem.
But
That
here's
was
the
the
thing.
craziest
I didn't say
statement you
that
said.
drinking is not a problem. I didn't
with
say
that
drinking is not a problem.
logic, with
I say
that
it's like
logic,
this.
like you're saying, like white collar climbers.
Too much
Okay.
of anything is a problem.
That's the problem.
If you're doing
It's
it,
a lot of it.
every now and then, it's not a problem. I
The
know
problem-
many people who do it, bro. I know many people, bro. I know a guy. He made 1,000, right? Then he was betting more. He hit his like 5th time betting, hit 1,000, hit for 1,000. Now he's betting more,
This
betting more.
nigga
He
giving me
lost.
gambling
He don't bet no
testimony.
more. He lost like 300. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna take what I made, take the little profit I have. I'm done. I don't want to bet no more. Not everybody is gonna be addicted. Like I said, the 9 times out of 10, the most people who get addicted are people who hit and win big. They at least won big once because at the end of the day, it's possible.
I
It's
know.
Stan.
What's
Like I
your
said, let's say, listen, hypothetically, you have $5. You like, yo, you have like, oh, you got a bill that needs to be paid. You got $5. You know the sport. You know the players. You find an easy play because, like I said, you just have to do a lot of looking, and it's a lot of different stats. Like the way I tell people is anything that has a numerical value, for the most part, is bettable. So like you could bet on how many turnover this nigga make, how many fucking passes this nigga make, how many shots this nigga make, how many shot attempts this nigga make. Like whatever the fuck you want to pick, how many fantasy sport points this man make. Like it's up to you. You have all the power to make the bet as calculated as you want to make it. Which is why I said that's why the people who have those group chats make money off of it. Because at the end of the day, they're just looking at the most calculated bet. Same way I said, like, bro, if you got Randall saying, "Oh, is Randall gonna get 20 rebounds?" You know this motherfucker Randall's not getting 20 rebounds. So you're gonna bet under. You're gonna find shit like that, and if you're smart and you do your shit right, that little extra 125, you tell me that shit not gonna help you?
Greg, what's your take on this?
I think sports betting is a plague on sports itself, and I do not like how leagues around the world are getting into bed with these companies. I mean, it was bad when I saw soccer teams in Europe and Latin America have a big giant sports betting logo on their chest. But then when I saw how the NBA is implementing, like
Glazing.
you'll be watching a game and then you'll hear an announcer be like, okay, this one's for Vegas. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are we even mentioning this stuff?
But you gotta remember, those are paid advertising. Like anything, like those soccer jerseys you see, if you see a big logo, they paid more money than the other logos on that jersey.
But
like those are advertisement part. Like that's the betting company paying them to advertise for.
But don't you think that's a problem where essentially don't you think that sports will eventually have a problem where when these big companies start being able to influence things? Because we already in the NBA had a huge gambling problem just in general off the books. Remember Scott Foster and all the fuck shit he was doing, and somehow he's still an NBA referee to this fucking day, and he's exactly a domestic terrorist. So imagine, right?
This can affect the league's
integrity.
And
I know what you're saying.
Because
integrity of the league.
People already think there's a lot of people out there who already think that sports
is
rigged. Yeah, not exactly rigged, but
no. People think it's scripted. They think it's scripted. It's rigged. All that shit. Because people be talking about the script got leaked. Yeah, nah. People think that shit's real for sure.
So yeah, exactly. So when you add the element of sports betting into this, how do you even defend yourself from claims like that? And then you're gonna want to put a
if you are rigging it. Like I said, who fucking knows? Because listen, I can give you that. Because who fucking knows if what happens behind closed door? At the end of the day, the money, like it's not even about the money. It's just about bro, it gives people like people would be lying if you did look at the numbers. The NBA would be lying if they said sports betting didn't raise their stats, raise their views. Because at the end of the day, people were stopped watching the basketball as much. Like they were saying that, and it's not only basketball; it's football. It's most major sports. Like they're not getting as many views. Like you said, Jesse, most people only watch during the playoffs.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that Stanley. Well, I'm gonna bring it back to Stanley's conversation. A lot of the way that the schedules work, there's only so many nationally televised games, and also they're not. Also, like a part of the problem
All right,
is the
but the
league
point I'm
itself.
making is
Like the problem is the
the
league
point I'm
itself.
making
They're
is
not making other stars outside of LeBron James. If you knew who Tyrese Halliburton was before going into this, you probably bet on him. So like,
yeah, but here's the thing,
like,
and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
like a part of
That's
this
why I
is on
said
the league.
no,
Like sports
and that's
betting
the
isn't
point
gonna
I'm.
make you
But
watch this
that's
nigga and be
where
like, oh bro, I
yes,
gotta watch
it
out for this
is.
nigga. Oh,
That's why
over
I
and
said you're
under,
wrong.
over and
That's why I said
under.
you're
Like
wrong. You want to know
the ends
why?
don't justify
You
the
want to know why?
means.
That's
They
why I
don't
said you're
justify the
wrong.
means.
You're wrong. You're wrong. That's why
How?
you're wrong. Because yes, it does.
No, they
because
don't.
Here's why. For me to make, like I said, those people who make calculated bets, those people who are making all those bets that they know,
Bro, how do you bet on
they're
another
watching
nigga's body?
countless-
How do you like it's like this. You're going through so many mental gymnastics to be like, oh bro, like
Bro,
you're
it's
literally
just
betting on
stats.
someone
It's literally
else's
stats.
performance and you have
It's
no
not even that,
fucking
bro.
idea.
Listen, it's not even that, bro. Like I said, it's not a matter of you betting on an idea. It's probability. That's all it is. You're betting on the probability of that you're going to be right. Everything, like I said, is a number. How do you think this nigga's going to win? All right, you go look like, perfect example. I might look at LeBron in the Heat, right? Let's say LeBron's playing the Heat. They say LeBron's going to score 30. I'm going to look, first off, how much did LeBron make in his last 5 games?
Like
Okay,
you're
cool.
making
He's
this
on
too much
he
of
made
an
more than
of
30.
like
No, but that's what it is, Jesse. The stats are there. That's what niggas do. They'll go and look. Oh, how much did LeBron make versus the Heat the last 5 years or the last 5
because
games?
like
he
you're
played the
talking
Heat?
about this on like the individual. Like you're talking about this macro.
But no. But
We're
Jesse,
talking
that's what you're
macro.
not getting.
Like the individual, yeah.
You
Some
bet
people will
on
benefit, some people will
individuals.
lose. Who
We didn't
cares?
even get to the point where this exposes children to fucking sports gambling as well.
Yeah, it don't
We
take
didn't even
much.
get to that part, like how this influences young men and how they interact with money and sports as well. Like it all started with 2K, FIFA, and those type of games when it came to like
VC.
Ultimate Team and stuff like that. That was basically
So
sports
then technically,
It's
you
on the
can't
parents.
blame
Blah blah blah.
sports
I know.
betting. You gotta
whatever.
blame. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta blame 2K. You gotta blame the games. You can't blame Jesse. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Jesse. I can't hear you, Jesse.
That's such an
Yeah, there
easy
you go.
cop out answer because
But now
like we
you mad
always
that the
love
answer
to
is
blame parents, blame
the
parents, blame
right
parents.
answer.
But like until you're a parent, you're gonna be like, bro, I can't watch this little motherfucker every fucking
It's not
hour
even a matter
and
of
do
that. I'm not saying
like
that. At the end of the day, bro, like you said, you guys
Like,
clearly
and-
the way you're fighting, you understand that your parents taught you that okay, gambling is bad.
it's a
That's
vice
why
in
you're
the
fighting so
Bible,
hard.
nigga. Like, of course it is.
Okay, bro, but listen, alcohol is a vice in the Bible, like being an alcoholic is. But
Yeah, that's equally
you can still
bad.
drink every
That's
day.
okay. Like that's
You-
actually
what?
okay.
That's okay. Just Stanley, you heard that, Stanley? That's okay to be an alcoholic.
I
No,
don't
but
drink.
it's like, but it's like you're trying to make it be like, oh, just be like you're
Yo.
basically this logic is the same logic that people on Wall Street use to
I'm
justify
not- listen, listen.
justify white collar crime.
I'm not.
It's like, oh, it's just a little embezzlement. It's the like
I'm
these
not
niggas are gonna
saying
get paid
it's not a
out.
sin.
Who even
Listen, I'm
cares
not saying
about
it's
someone's
not a sin.
401k?
I'm not here to
I'm just
defend
taking
or
a little
fight.
bit off the top.
I'm
Who
not-
cares?
Listen, Jesse,
Who cares?
I'm not here to defend or fight you on whether it's a sin or not. The point I'm making is your argument is that it's
bad
messing up the
overall.
league.
Like no
I'm
matter
saying,
how you look at it.
If your argument is that it's bad, it's gonna be perspective. It's gonna depend on the person. Because, like I said, I know people who bought cars off of sports betting. I know people who bought houses off of sports betting.
It's
So
like
it really just depends on your
like
perspective.
it's the like
At
you're
the
looking
end of
at
the
the
day,
macro,
every-
the individual. Like we're talking about bigger picture than just one person doing good. That one
Exactly.
person
It's not even-
is a
but it's
rain,
not
but
one
is a
person.
drop
But
in the
listen,
bucket. I
it's
don't
not
care
one
about the
person.
one person.
Here's your problem.
I don't
If it
care
was
about
one
the.
person- If it was one person, how would these people have the money to pay for these advertisements? How would these people have like, bro? Here's what you're not getting. These bro, sports
Like just because
betting,
you
like
can
I
make
just
money
said,
doesn't mean it's good.
yeah. Nobody said it was though.
But you
I'm
basically
not
are.
arguing you. I'm not
You-
arguing you that
You're
it's
doing.
good.
You just said
I'm
nigga bought a
not
Hellcat off
arguing-
this shit and just like, oh yeah, bro, like it's great. People are making so much money. You're
I didn't
like
say
all
that
of your
it's great.
arguments are money,
I'm
money,
just
money, money,
telling
money.
you-
Like you have not made another
And-
argument for sports betting other than
And
niggas
then
can make money.
But
Like,
at the end of the day, that's what the fuck they're doing it for. People are betting for money. The NBA wants you to bet for so that you can watch their games more, so that they can make more money. At the end of the day, the bottom line is, if you don't care about fucking the money behind it, then these motherfuckers be playing in the NBA for free. No, money is what runs this whole shit. That's what everybody's doing this whole thing for. For you to make it seem like this whole thing isn't about money is crazy. Like I said, at the end of the day, when you look at all the shit that people do to make money, this is not the worst thing in the book.
oh,
I'm not
so
saying it's a good
you want to
thing.
know what? Maybe
I'm not
selling
saying
drugs.
it's
Maybe
bad.
you want to know what? Maybe I should start OnlyFans. It's not that bad.
Jesse, if that's what you want to do, that is okay. You do whatever you want to make your money.
Yeah,
The
it's
point I'm
okay.
making is, for me to judge you, I'd be wrong, because at the end of the day, that's your business. Same
Is
way
it
for
though?
you to judge
Like,
somebody
can
for
we
betting
keep it a buck? Like,
on sports.
it's actually not my business. Like, I'm gonna be real. It's okay to care about
Jesse,
other niggas'
if
shit
you
and what they got
decide-
going
if
on and
you
how they make their
decide-
money.
If you
It's okay.
If you decide to make an OnlyFans, who am I to judge you on
But
how
you will,
make
though.
your money?
Because you're gonna be the same
I
nigga to be
won't.
like, yeah.
No,
when I come to
I
you
won't,
about a
because you
problem,
wanna
being
know
like,
why I
damn,
won't
I
judge
can't
you?
get a girl. You'll be like, yeah, you are, because you're doing OnlyFans, and you guys gonna be the same answer.
No, what do you mean? I'm gonna be like, bro, just date one of the girls you see, or bro. Clearly, if you're doing OnlyFans, you're getting girls. Don't worry, bro. You'll be all right. The point I'm making is, better Ryan, Jesse.
I don't know what point is being made at all. I'm so
I don't
lost.
know.
Yeah, Drake.
The point I'm making is that, listen, the sports betting shit is not as bad as you're making it seem.
It is. As
You're
well,
making it
because
seem
it's gonna
like
taint everything.
All right,
We
so
were-
here's my point. So
you go, Stan.
all right, so like you said, I'm somebody who watches basketball a lot. I think it's a problem that we're sitting here in the middle of the game. Back in the old days, they used to give like certain details about certain players or this and that, old situations that happen, future games that's going on. Instead of doing that, now we're talking about, do you think LeBron is going to make the next shot?
Over or under? What are the Vegas odds? Woo!
That's dumb. Why is that even being mentioned during the game? I'm not here for that.
It
So
was
it's like,
it was
oh,
one
for-
thing. It was
Mhm.
one thing when it was like sports betting. It was like its own thing, and like we didn't really talk about it, and it wasn't really pushed into our faces. But now it's being pushed.
Because
into our faces.
here's what it
Hold
was.
on,
What it
hold on,
was.
Dre, hold on. But the thing
Yeah.
is, our argument is how it affects the integrity of the game and how it affects our perspective on sports. For some reason, you keep trying to make the point.
like you guys said, though.
Trying
The
to
same
make the
thing
point
you said.
of, well, people are making money, so it's not that bad.
But the same thing you said is the same thing that it is. It's a macro. You guys are macros. Like, you guys aren't everybody. You can't.
But
speak
it's
for
also
the majority
affecting people on an
because you don't know the
individual basis.
majority.
It also affects people on an individual basis when people are looking at players as not
Human. Like,
not
literally.
even human. Like
Literally.
it's just another statistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, fuck this guy because he fucked up my parlay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
they
like, oh,
do
now
look
your
at. But
now your
here's the thing.
perception of this player is like, well, this nigga sucks because my parlay.
With or without sport betting, you were gonna do the same shit. Like you're making it
But
seem
how
like
you're
sport
doing
betting
it
is
is
the
two
reason
different,
why.
two different
No,
extremes.
because
When you got money on, no, Andre. Here's the thing. I'm gonna use your same argument against you. Imagine you lose a parlay because a nigga fucked up. I'm pretty sure you may not do this, but someone's definitely gonna be like, "Yo, fuck this dude." Da 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 da. I'm gonna go send a death threat. You don't think that stuff's gonna uptick because of this? Because money's on the line. He lost money because of his parlay. God forbid he lost money on his parlay.
Like you said, bro.
It was calculated. It was calculated. He was supposed to make it. The odds are he was gonna make the shot.
Listen,
Yeah, that's a macro. Yeah, that's a macro.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because like that's the same thing you can say about cars. People tell you can die in a car every day. People die in cars every day, but you still drive a car to go to work. You still drive a car to go to. You're probably gonna drive your car tomorrow. So the point I'm making is,
Well,
that's a risk you're willing to take. You know the risk you're taking.
Yeah, and my property didn't do what its job, so therefore, fuck him, right? Yeah, Dre. Yeah,
Your property.
yeah.
What's the thing about your analogy right there? Like, how am I supposed to get to work without a car? Like, we have to get to work with
All right,
them.
bro. And listen, and the
We
point,
had public transportation, sure, maybe a lot of us would
listen, but the point I make, and that's the thing. You have the right to do that. If you wanted to, you can ride a bike. You can. If you wanted to, you just choose not to.
But do you think the system's set up to allow that?
Car. This is like the car system, bro. Listen, it's
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like you could be, we're like your arguments being like basically what we're saying is that we want to
Listen,
like be able to do this, man. It's like the system literally isn't allowing us to do it. Like fundamentally, from the foundation up, we are not able to do this because of the systems in place.
The point I'm making is, bro, sports betting was always a thing. The only difference is now it's way more, like you said, like spoken about. Like it's way more transparent that it's being happened. But sports betting is always a thing. It's always been a thing. It was never like something that was a thing. Like I said, the thing that changed, the thing that changed that made it, because back to what Greg said when he's like, now he feels like it's all in our face, is before Florida wasn't legal to sports bet. Like you were legal to bet on players, but not teams in Florida. That's why I speak so like more on players versus team. But now that Florida is legal for sports betting, you're gonna see that shit way more.
It's legal?
Yeah, I think they made it legal in July. Yeah. Like you could bet on teams now. Like you could bet on the Heat versus Lakers, saying, "Oh, the Heat's. I bet that the Heat's gonna win." Yeah, and like at the end of the day, Stan, the point I'm making is, if you know basketball, people who know basketball, people who know the sport, it's not like At the end of bro, same thing like I said with alcohol. You can use alcohol for good. You can use alcohol.
How do you
use
alcohol for good?
Bro, you use alcohol to celebrate. Bro, that's why. But listen, that's why every alcohol company says drink responsibility. Drink responsible. That's what they said. It's not. There's nothing wrong with having a glass of wine. You cannot show me. You can look in the Bible. They drink wine in the Bible. There's nothing wrong with drinking a glass of wine. Nobody. No, what they said is getting drunk is what makes it the vice. Drinking alcohol isn't a vice. Getting drunk is the vice. The point I'm making is you can use alcohol for good. You can use alcohol for bad. You can pour alcohol in a wound to clean your wound out. Whatever the fuck the case may be. That's how it is with sports betting. Sports betting can be like I said, bro. It's how you perceive it. But that's my take on it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sports betting can change the narrative on certain players?
Yes. Wholeheartedly. Yes.
I feel
bro,
like
2K was changing the narrative on niggas, let alone money on the line.
Players, but I think it's one of those things where, like, at the end of the day, bro, because the level of sports betting that's being betted now is different. Like I said, like that people knew about betting, but it was never made so easily accessible on a platform that's so easy that anybody can understand it. That's why I said, like, Greg is right. It does make younger people might want to get into it. But at the end of the day, younger people have been doing drop shipping all the time. Like, you have younger people who start their own drop shipping business and do stuff like that. Like, and that's technically still, like, stuff that you get put into. The point I'm making is
vice. Bro, can you get addicted to drop shipping? My nigga's like, I got Chinese goods in my veins. Like, what's going on here, bro?
What's wrong, bro? What's wrong with somebody making a little money? Like I said,
like, bro, just because you're making money doesn't make it good.
Basketball, hey, nobody said it. Like, nobody said it was gonna be good. I'm just saying, if you
literally are.
Gonna watch anyways. Bro, if you're gonna watch the game anyways, why not bet on?
But you weren't gonna watch the game. You literally said you don't watch games. You said you only watch games because you have money on the line.
Me, yeah, that's me. But I'm saying you guys were gonna watch. Like, don't bet on. Like I said, you don't have to bet. You can bet on whatever the fuck you choose to bet on. Meaning, if you only watch your Heat, you want to bet only on your Heat. Bet on your Heat, and pick whatever bets you think makes more sense for you. And you, like I said, the money on the line, will people be mad if they lose the money? Who knows?
Yeah, my property didn't do good. Yeah.
Bro, like I said, but you can't say everybody's going to think about it like that. you're like I said, your macro thing comes back into play. That's certain people. No, Jesse, you can't say everybody's gonna think like that because
Yeah,
all right, so
nah. Bro, people already
so
don't
you
look
think
at NBA
everybody?
players like
So you,
people.
no. So you
Like,
think everybody thinks like that?
All right, but
Yes or no?
one thing I will say is, let's say like you do $5 bets,
Exactly.
correct? You do $5 bets, correct?
Okay. I do $5. Yeah, I do anything up to 100.
All right, so boom. Let's say you keep doing these $5 bets. I'm not saying you're hitting on all of them, but let's say you hit them at a rate at like 80%. You'd say like you're making crazy money, right?
For sure. It's pretty decent money.
All right, so would you say that you're looking at this 80% you're hitting at these $5 bets and you keep hitting like getting 150 back in return for the $5 every single time at 80%? Your money's flipping crazily, expeditionally. Would you say that at some point it would be logical and most people would think, since I'm hitting at 80% and I'm only throwing $5 in, why don't that $5 turn into $100 and now I can really start making money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be
at the
logical,
same
correct?
time, that is logical. If you're making all this money off of and you're hitting at an 80% hit rate, yes. But at the same time, like I said, everything has a number. When you're using numbers, everything like it's really like dumbed down to facts. Like numbers are
yeah.
numbers. It is what it is.
Yeah, but the
So
way
so
the way
if
I'm
you're
doing,
hitting at the point I'm making is if I'm hitting at 80% for five and I'm hitting at 80% for 100, it's like why would I not be hitting at 80% for 100? And then let's say hypothetically I don't. Let's say I hit that at 50% on 100. At the end of the day, my gain is gonna be way more than my gain was hitting on five. You know what I'm saying? So it's still worth it as long as you're in the green. It's I don't see the problem
yeah, but
with
what
you
if you're
betting
not?
on it.
What if you're not in the green?
Then you go back down to
Like
$5
you
bets.
like do you
That's
like
me.
here's my thing.
That's me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
That's
that's
me.
you. No, but that's
that's
you
That's
though.
me.
What
so when you
happens if
say
I
that
just need
That's
one more to hit though?
that's just you. The majority of people, the way they think is like, let's say I don't want to keep using the
but
$5 bet,
but
$100, but let's say like my profit is like
Above
let's
my
say
losses.
10 bands. All right, I made 10 bands off this shit,
yeah.
and then like I've been good and like I look good, and then maybe there's one bet made it so my losses is at like 15 band rather than the 10 bands I was at. Some people would think, okay, let me stop. Other people would be
Yeah.
like, I'm not in a situation where I could lose this. I have to keep betting to try to balance it back out to make the money back
But
and put
here's the
themselves in
thing.
a bigger hole.
But here's the thing. No, like the majority, we don't know what the majority is going to do because that's still 50-50. Because you can't say majority of people are going to go back in and want to lose it all. Because there's people who there's people who do have a number, hit their number, and they stop.
That's a small
Like
percentage,
that
brother.
happens.
That's a
I'm not
small
saying that
percentage.
percentage is
Nah.
high, but I'm saying you have to
Cause
factor in that percentage. There's a percentage of people who that happened to. There's a percentage of people who, when they bet the first time they lost, they don't want to bet no more. There's a percentage of people who bet for a while, lost a lot of their money, they stop betting. Like there's a percent, like I said, it's the numbers. It's hard to tell you what the majority is gonna do because you guys aren't the majority. Y'all don't bet.
No,
Like if
the
y'all
but
reason
bet or
neither are
hang
we.
around betters, like I hang around betters. No, but I
Yeah.
see. I
Real
hang around
gamblers.
betters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's what they do as a job. Like that's what they do to make money. They file taxes for that money.
but see how
So
I
like
might as
because
well
at the end
be.
of the day, because
would you say
well,
that they are expert though?
I'd say this. It's not even necessarily that they're an expert better. They're just an expert at the game. Like they know what
Or
stats to look at. They're
so
like they're knowing what
that makes them an expert at their field, which is sports betting. I would say that because they're doing the homework, they're doing the research, so they're experts
exactly.
at
Yeah,
betting.
that's what they're
So
doing. Yeah.
so those people, it's like okay, they know how to play the game. Whether okay, let me chill out. Okay, now's a good time to throw some extra money on this one, this blah blah blah. They know how to move. Those are the people that they go to Vegas. You're not worried about them because they know what to do. You don't tell everyone to go to Vegas because in the same instance, you could play blackjack, make a whole bunch of money off blackjack. Same shit by chance. It's up to you. But you're not gonna sit there and advertise everyone to go to play blackjack, are you?
Yeah, but here's the
You're
thing.
gonna
At the end
lose.
of the day, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, when you go to Vegas, when you play blackjack, when you do sports betting, anything you do, when you download an app on your phone, when you go and get a new phone, that contract they make you sign is the contract of you saying you understand what you're doing.
I understand that. There's
And
nothing
that's
wrong
the
with
point I'm
that.
making. So, and I know, and that's why I'm saying nobody's gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell you, Stan. You let's say you played blackjack with me a couple times. You won a good 10 times. I'm like, yeah, Stan, you should go to Vegas to play. I might not say that, but shit, Stan, if you go to Vegas and play and fucking win, like who am I to say that that's not what's gonna happen? At the
What
end
are
of
the
the day, it
what
just
are the
depends on
probability of that though?
exactly the probability is up is I can't tell you because I don't know how you play. That's just on you. Because at the end of the day, bro, like I said, blackjack and poker stuff like that isn't as to me isn't as easily probable for me to like tell you as how I can tell you with like sports betting. Because blackjack, yeah, you can do probability, but that's counting cards. When you get into that, like that's the only way I think I know in
All right,
blackjack that you can tell somebody the
that's fair.
probability of them winning.
That's fair.
So that's what I'm saying. Sports betting, you're not counting shit. You're
All right, I
literally,
hear what
like
you're
I
saying.
said,
I hear what
it's
you're saying.
your research. Because Stan, at
All
the end
right,
of the
you're right.
day, you watch fucking basketball. You
You're
know
right.
basketball. If I said, yo, Luca is on par to make 20 points, should I bet over or under? And I'd be like, yo, Luca's last 5 games, he made 30 this game, 25 that game, 10 this game, 12 this game, but 30 the game before that. And then I say, oh, when he plays this team, the last 5 times he played this team, this is how he scored. You know what I'm saying? This is how he performed. People take that stats, and at the end of the day, it's literally sports betting to me is hypothesis. You're just making a calculated guess. You're making the most calculated guess that you think is probable. At the end of the day, is it more probable? Yes, because at the end of the day, it's numbers. It like don't get me wrong, sports betting isn't gonna be easy to where they'll be like, oh, is LeBron gonna make 10 points? Duh, they know LeBron's gonna they're gonna average the shit out. They're gonna look at LeBron's last 5 games. If LeBron made 30 points the last 5 games, they'll take the average and they'll be like, okay, let's see. Do you think LeBron's gonna make more than 23 points? And that's up to you to think. Because here's the thing. I've seen times where LeBron has made 30 the last 5 games, and then the game that I think he's gonna make like more than 23, he fucking has like an 18-point game. He might go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's shit that like at the end of the day, you as a like you guys know basketball. That's why I say like it might be easier for you, Stan, because the people I know who do this shit, they know sports. They're like watching stats all the time. They're watching sports all the time. They're trying to gather data. They're just trying to understand like chances. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's chances.
The
It's
point that I,
probability. It's a
the
percentage.
the point that I was trying to make is like you keep referencing these people. These people are like in the 1 percentile of people that's actually doing
Point
these
zero
betting.
zero one. Like
And like
Listen, and
I
I'm not
can't
gonna say they
I
are.
can't.
They're not.
What I'm saying. Mhm.
What I will say is reportedly, don't quote me because I have to double check the numbers, but Prize Pick, they reportedly hit over like I think 5 mil, 10 mil, like people signing up. So like you gotta understand, like there's a lot of people doing this shit.
That's the problem.
Like this, like the sports betting. Like the point I'm making is sports betting isn't like a lot of people are making money off of it. It's just not everybody's making it at the scale because at the end of the day, like you said, maybe I'm only comfortable with betting $5.
Hmm.
Because think about it like this: every $5 bet you won, you literally could have just played the what if game and been like, "Damn, what if I bet 100?" You would have just won on that 100. That's all that would have happened. That's just what it is. Like you're making a very calculated guess, and everybody like you make bets on what you want to make the bet on. That's how I look at it. Because like I said, the reason why I say those people, like I speak of those people, is because like I said, people who do it and as a job. Like people who they don't only bet on basketball. You guys, if you guys did it, you guys probably would only do it on basketball. I'm talking about the people who are doing it on basketball, soccer, baseball. They might have two people who are doing video games. Niggas, bro, video games. Yeah, you're betting on boxing. You're like, yeah, bro, like you could bet on anything.
that sounds like
Anything that has a number. Yeah, bro, those video games like
no. I
tournaments
know.
you'll be
I
having.
know. Like trust me,
Yeah,
I
you be
know.
betting how many kills is this man gonna have? Boom, bet. Bro, I bet on Ninja before in Fortnite.
But the point that I'm trying to make is like when you take the percentage of people that are putting bets in, most of them are not experts like the ones that you are talking about. Like, yes, it's a probability that you're gonna win, but not everyone is at that level. But they're advertising and pushing this to everybody to the point where it's like you're weird if you don't sports bet.
Yeah.
That's
It's not that you're weird.
Like,
basically
bro,
It's not
they're
that
giving you
you're
money
not
to
weird
bet.
if you don't
You're
sports
weird.
bet.
Yeah, you are
You're
weird,
not-
bro.
you're
We're
not
giving you
weird
money.
if you don't do it.
Bet. We're giving you money. We're literally giving you money,
It's
and
not
that's
weird
all
if
you
you
care
don't
about,
do it.
right?
It's one of
You
those
did your
things-
research.
it's one
You're
of those
watching the
things like
game.
this.
You're doing the research, Andre. You're here watching this random game.
The
You're
point I'm making
all
is,
you gotta
yeah,
do
and
is
that's
over
the
and
point I'm
under.
making.
We're giving you
While
money.
you're
Go
watching the
throw it
random
away.
game, all right. So, okay, you watch the game. What do you gain out of it?
No, you're an
You watch
expert.
your basketball game. What do you? When you watch
the
your basketball
enjoyment
game?
of the game. We don't watch it to make money off of it. It's a
Yeah.
passion and we
But
enjoy
the
it.
point I'm making is, but what does it do for you? It gives you enjoyment.
Yeah.
Great. Me, you know what? I enjoy watching the game because I know if this player is doing great, it's like
Bro,
it
so you
makes me
don't
enjoy
care
it
about the
more
game.
because no, but I do care about the game. I
Bro,
like
if you don't
watching
care
the
enough
game.
to watch it, and you're
Yeah.
only doing it for
Bro.
this one thing, it's okay to say you don't care. Like, it's
Yeah.
truthfully
I watch
care.
the game, like I said.
Like,
but
bro.
I told you how it is. Look, you can play the tape back and listen. I
Bro,
told
here's
you
the
how it
thing.
was. I watch the game. I watch my team play. But if it's not my team, I genuinely don't care. And then
But
when
it's
it's
like-
not my team,
But I feel like
start
you're going
watching
through so
again
many
during the
like
playoffs.
hoops and like so much
I'm
gymnastics to
not
be
going
like,
through
yo,
hoops or
bro.
gymnastics. I just
Like,
told
yo,
you what it
bro,
was.
this is great.
You have
Like,
your
this
opinion
right
on
here,
sports betting.
fucking fantastic. And it's like,
I'm not even saying that it's great. I'm just
You
saying for you to make it seem like, listen, for you to make it seem
bro,
like,
you're just glazing
like
for like half an hour
I
straight.
guess. Okay, bro. Because like I said, I didn't say that it's
Like,
the best thing in the world. I'm just
sports
saying
betting.
it's a chance
That was
to
you
make
for
money.
like half
bro.
an hour.
You view it as a
You don't-
positive though, correct?
I view it as something that it could be a positive or it could be a negative. Like I said, it's literally whatever
Well,
your
obviously,
perspective is.
there's both sides to it. That's the way
Look,
balance works.
Like and
I'm
that's what
asking-
it is.
I'm asking, do you view it as it's a good thing? You feel
Yes
like more
or
people
no,
should do it?
not middle.
Listen, bro. I feel
Yes
like more
or no?
people should do it. If you have the money to lose, yes. But if you don't have the money to lose, no. Because like I said, me, I don't do it as I don't do it as a job. I do it for fun. If I bet, I bet for fun. Like I do my own. That's why I said I'm not investing money into bets. I'm not doing nothing where I can consider myself a supreme better.
The point that we're trying to make is with the advertisement that they're pushing, and the even you put in $100, we'll match your 100, so you have $200 to bet.
Shit. But
That's-
why won't
that's-
you?
But that's pushing you
But
to
my
like
question
you
is, why
should
not?
do it because you're gonna lose.
Yeah, like
But
the
here's
whole
the thing.
point, like,
Here's the thing,
because Andre, you're
advertising is advertising. Like, bro, you can say that about any fucking advertising. Like,
And
advertising is
I
advertising.
complain about all these negative things. That's why I have such an issue with rap.
yes,
Because they push this negativity. Because you're basically, to use the same example, you're saying there's nothing wrong with the music. You just have to understand and raise your kids properly so they understand that these things that they're
I'm
rapping
not
about,
even
you
saying
shouldn't do
that.
these
Listen,
things.
I'm not even saying that.
you're
I'm
making
just
that
saying
same
this-
argument because it's on the parent.
not-
Because
that there's
it's on the
nothing-
parents if their kids are betting. It's on you to be responsible. Yeah, like
But it
you're
is on
giving
the
all
parents
the
if
blame
kids are
to
betting.
everyone else, and there's like,
but listen, I'm not saying the company's advertisement might not be aggressive, but at the end of the day,
bro, it's
that's
aggressive as
like
shit.
this is not
Every
the first,
ad break
this is
has a
not the
FanDuel
first
integration.
This is
Like-
not the bro. When crypto was going crazy, every other ad was fucking crypto. Nobody was crying red.
A problem.
problem too.
Yeah, like that.
Bro, but it wasn't
just because
it
people are
wasn't
making
as
money
big
off it doesn't
deal.
mean it's okay. Like,
I'm not
it's okay
saying
to have
okay
blame-
when they're making money. I'm just saying that's what people are doing.
and we're
They're
having a
making
problem with what people are doing because we're judging.
Yeah.
Like, yes, like we're having problems with it.
All right, guys, you can have problems with it. Like I said, if you put 100 in, you get 100 back, and then
Because
you
like
guys can
because
see
like
how
you're
goes
making
from
it
there.
seem like we're like preaching to you, be like, oh my god, we're holier than thou. But it's like,
Bro, you put
like
100
real
you put
shit.
your
Like,
100
don't you think that this affects you as well? Because let's say like Scott Foster gets back into gambling and starts making bullshit calls. You lose money. We lose enjoyment out of the game we love, and this affects all of us. That's
Nah,
what we're
because here's
saying.
what you gotta
We're all on the
understand.
same
Here's what you
boat.
gotta understand.
We're all
We
in the
are
same
on
boat.
But me, I'm gonna hit up Scott Foster's. Usually people who do shit like that, they're gonna have like a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group, a Discord. I'm gonna join the Discord so he tell me what he betting on. Then I'll start paying because now I got an inside man. That's
So you got
different.
ears and you
Like
don't
I
like
said.
using them. That's all I just heard. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
We didn't even mention the part where it affects us socially. You can't even talk about sports anymore without niggas. Oh, did you see?
Yeah.
Yo, that's true. That's true though.
That's a whole nother
That's
issue.
true. That
I
makes
can't
sense. Yo,
remember.
if you start talking about sports and you sound like you know sports, niggas say, hey, hold on, bro. Look, I was thinking about betting on da da da. What do you think? Yeah, you're
Like,
right about that. Niggas definitely gonna want your opinion, and God forbid he hit off your opinion because he gonna be calling you the next day like, yo,
yeah.
that was great yesterday.
Oh
Let's
no,
do it again.
I think it's worse when they lose money off your opinion, because then they're gonna be like, they're not gonna ask you to like put it up, but they're definitely gonna be like, yo, I'm
Nah,
not fucking with you the same
because
way.
it just depends, bro. It just depends, bro. At the end of the day, like I said, it just depends. But what's the next topic on the docket?
That's it.
That was it.
Yeah, yeah. We did that for 2 hours. We did that for an hour. Yeah, for an hour and 10 minutes, two
Yeah.
topics.
We didn't even go through the whole issue with the sports betting.
Yeah, we really just
Yeah,
went
and
in a like one big circle, and it's like
Yeah.
we really
We didn't even
went
go in a
nowhere.
circle because wait, but here's what I'm not understanding. There's another issue you have with sports betting.
There's
Oh,
multiple. There's a
issues.
lot of issues.
I could bring up a whole new aspect if you want right now.
Yeah, like
All
do
right, so
it.
give me another aspect.
All right, so boom. Let me ask you this question. If you like, let's say there's a player that you keep betting on. Like, let's say you bet on him 5 times straight, and all 5 times he was
won.
under, and you lost every single time. What would your opinion be of that player?
Like the obvious answer is I'm gonna bet over on the next one.
It's not over. Not even.
What is your
what's
opinion?
What is your opinion of that player because he just made you lose 5 times straight?
He's better than I thought he was.
No, you're betting over.
Oh, if
Like,
I'm betting over,
and then he kept getting
he's
under.
fucking- guess what I'm gonna say? This nigga's ass. You're
All
right.
right, so boom. All right, so boom. That's just one part of it.
Well, okay,
All right?
wait, but don't go past yet. Let's do it one at a time. All right, let's say hypothetically though, right? On the same thing, you're watching this nigga, right? You watching him play. You watched the last 5 games this nigga play, and you saw him only score 5 points. He shot fucking 3 for 10. What the fuck are you gonna say? This nigga's ass, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So you were gonna say the same fucking thing. We might have got to the conclusion differently, but you're gonna come to the same fucking
Because
conclusion.
here's the difference.
The nigga's ass, he's ass.
You didn't
Actually,
even let me finish.
yeah.
No, but let's go to your next one. Let's go to the next one. I wanted to do it one.
Is this
one
nigga
by
gonna
one.
go tit for tat and be like, no, bro?
There was no next one. It was all one.
Oh,
And you're
that's
missing
the
it.
same thing.
Like,
Yes, I wasn't done.
Okay, let me hear the
All
second
right.
part.
So boom, let's say you are an influencer. All right, you're somebody who follows whatever. You talk about basketball online or whatever, and people talk to you or people listen to what you have to say, and you
For
just
sure.
this person just miss. He's ass. He sucks. All right, boom.
Yeah.
You was betting that he was gonna hit 4 threes, known as a shooter. All right. He didn't hit 4 threes on any of those 5 games. Your opinion is he's ass. He can't shoot. He's this. He's that. You feel me?
Nah, like you said, known as a shooter. That key factor you put is a very important factor.
That's
So
cool.
that's like let's use Klay Thompson because that happened with Klay. Klay has some shitty ass games 5 times in a row. But at the same time, what you have to understand is, like I said, it's one of those things where you're gonna hate this answer, but that's why I said when I say probability, because what the game do, like I said, I'm not gonna make it seem like the sports bettors, like the people who own it or like who are running the bet. I'm not gonna make it seem like they're not smart, because here's what's gonna happen. Let's say, like I remember what I told you, everything is based off of stats. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna look, okay, the last 5 games, like you said, I think Clay's gonna make 7. I bet that Clay was gonna make over. Clay made under. When I bet on the 6th game, they're not gonna have Clay at 7 no more. They're gonna take the average from those last 5 games, and then they're gonna have Clay at like 2 or at like 1. You know what I'm saying? So then it's a different bet. That's what I'm trying to make sure you understand. Like,
I understand.
I understand
How it works.
That's why when I'm telling you guys, like, I get where you guys are coming from, but you guys don't bet. You guys, like, it's kind of like I don't want to use this example. I need to find.
I've done this before, just so you know. I'm not just
yeah, like I've done this too.
I used to be in that shit. And I don't do it anymore.
I know you guys done it before, but I'm saying like you know how it goes. You can bet, and the
Because it's
average is
like,
gonna change.
what the long
Whatever
story
you
short,
think
what
is a
we're
statistical bet.
Yeah, but you didn't
long,
let me finish either, bro.
yeah, it's like,
I'm
bro,
still there. Keep going. Keep going. I want to make sure you finish because I
bro,
want to
I
make
feel
sure
like
I
we can't
attack
keep
you
on
as you
going if we
finish.
taking a pit stop every 5 minutes.
You gotta be
Sorry,
honest. So it's
sorry.
like,
I'm gonna
all
shut
right,
up. I'm my bad.
so boom. I understand that yes, his 3-pointers would go down each game because he's not hitting or whatever. It's probably here and there, but you're not. I'm not saying you are betting on Klay Thompson every single time. I'm gonna use Tyrese Maxey. I prefer that example. All right, young player, up and coming. He's been playing great. Tyrese Maxey. Okay, boom. Let's say in the span of a month, 1 month, the month of November, you bet on him 5 times. He played 15 games, but you bet on him
Yeah.
5 times. All right.
Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Hear me out though. You have to be more specific because here's the thing.
How?
It's not like that.
What
It's
do you
like
mean?
if I bet on him 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter how many games he played in the month. All that matters is how he performed those last 5 times.
I understand
That's
that.
what's gonna determine
But
if
we're
I
getting to
bet on him.
that though.
I understand
That's
that,
what
but
I'm saying. Make sure you
I'm
get to
just,
that because I
I'm
don't.
just saying, like
Bro,
those
you gotta
five
let it ride
times,
out.
like those 5 times. Let's say you don't even, you don't know about Tyrese Maxey like that. You just know he's a good up and coming young player. You feel me? So obviously, since you don't know about him like that, you're not gonna bet on him often. So let's say those 5 games are on those 5 days happen to be on a day where there's like let's say 3 to 4 NBA games, and you don't have that many options, but you're like, okay, Tyrese Maxey, he could shoot. I know he could do that. Hit 3 threes, he could do that. He has a bad game, boom, whatever. Just probability. Just it so happens. I'm not. It's just an example. Those 5 games that you bet in November, he played bad. Just whatever. He could have had a great month, but just those 5 games he happened to play bad. Your opinion on Tyrese Maxey is going to be bad. All right?
Nah, not really.
How?
Because
That's
like you said,
impossible. That's literally impossible by your logic.
because like you said, I'm gonna say, yo, he doesn't win for me, but I'm not gonna say he's a trash player.
That
He just don't win
if
for me
if this
because
nigga's name was
here's the
like
thing.
Julius Randle or something, we would be what?
No,
Yeah.
because here's the thing, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, perfect example. I don't really care for Julius Randle, right? But at the end of the day, I bet on him. He has won for me, and I bet on him. He has lost for me.
He's
I
a good
promise you,
person
I
to
can
bet
show you
on
the screenshots.
because of his
I can
narrative.
show you
He's
the
a good person.
screenshots.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
it's not only that. It's because at the end of the day, like I said, there's a lot of shit that people like you take into factor. When you factor it, like I said, if you guys bet like you guys said you betted, you know when you look at the numbers, you're picking the stats. I'm not like I said, if I bet Tyrese Maxey on 3 and he won, then I would have been like, yo, I'm gonna bet on him more consistently. You know what I mean? But if I bet on him 5 times, the last 5 times he lost for me, I'm not gonna say he's trash because, like you said, and clearly when I don't like, bro, I'll bet. Let's say I bet on Tyrese today, he lose for me. Tomorrow I might not bet on him, but then the next day I look and I'm like, fuck, he did good. He did good yesterday when I didn't bet on him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, damn, he's just not good for me.
But if
Like,
your only motivation is money and making money, how like are you
bro,
really gonna pay attention to those
I watch
times when
my
it's like,
team.
oh
I watch
yeah,
my
he
team
did good when
for
I
my
didn't bet
growth.
on him.
The point that I was
I
trying to
did
make, it was basically like
exactly.
I'm not. I understand what you're saying, but like maybe you have that opinion. But I talk to a lot of different people that talk about basketball, whether they sport bet or don't. 9 times out
Bro,
of 10, when a specific person is not hitting their bets, it's a negative
Yeah,
connotation on them. There's
they're
for
no
ready
like,
sure. But
to
at the
have.
end of the day, but like I said, at the end of the day, you are going to have a negative connotation because of the sport. It's the fucking sport. Like
I
It's the
that's just
understand.
sport
what
and
it
not the
is.
player now.
If
I
I
understand
play
Yo,
that.
you
well,
are dodging like the Matrix.
no, I'm not because here's the truth. I can play back these pods, and you guys have said Draymond Green is shit, or Draymond Green. I don't know. Like
I
there's
never
like
said
you've
that.
talked shit about not you, but
Oh,
people have talked
yeah.
shit about different players
Mhm.
before,
And
Mhm.
Draymond Green is still shit.
and all right, and cool. Nah, but that's a good point. Greg thinks Draymond Green is shit, but Greg has never bet on Draymond Green. So his
That's
fucking
fine.
opinion is
But
based off of
what we're
his.
saying is
But
that
what I'm
Andre, you know how,
what I'm saying. Okay, go ahead, Jason.
because Andre, you know how like they say that like money doesn't change you; it only amplifies who you are. Now, if you're betting money on someone, don't you think it would amplify that opinion of that you already have of that person? Don't you think that Greg would go from him just not even betting, saying he's shit, to being like, oh, he's betting, and now he's like, oh, this dude is fucking dog ass, writing a whole
But here's
Instagram,
the
going
thing.
out of his way. He has hate in his heart now because he's betting now. Like
But at the end of the
he's
day,
whatever he's
why
feeling
would
is now
Greg-
amplified.
Oh, what you have to remember is, like I said, like I think you guys are not giving enough power to the point that you guys have free will. Nobody told Greg to go bet
Oh,
on
we're
Draymond
free
Green.
will. Oh,
That's
out
not
in the
the
Garden of
Nobody
Eden.
told,
Oh,
that's
so
no,
cute.
but that's what it is. Nobody told him to do that. He looked at his stats. He saw Draymond Green's last 5 games.
Fucking.
He saw that Draymond Green got more than 10
You wanna know what that was?
They
Magic
said
Johnson. It
Draymond's
was the
gonna
one.
have 5.
Behind the back.
And
Woo.
he bet that
Hit him with
Draymond
that.
was gonna make more than 5. Because here's the thing, Stan, for what you said, the 9 out of 10 people that you say you talk to that has a negative thing, I promise you it's after a loss. But talk to them after a win. Talk to Greg if Draymond Green wins him $1,000. I promise you,
That's
Greg
not the point I'm
Greg
trying
might
to
not like him as a player, but the point I'm making is it can have a positive effect as well. Like I said.
I
But
understand that.
this betting shit is just like alcohol, which is just like everything else. You can have a positive and negative effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just what it is.
Yeah, bro. That's great. I love betting on
Absolutely.
property.
Great.
Yeah.
To continue where I was going with it is basically I don't know why you just went on that rant. I was basically saying if somebody kept losing for you, you're gonna have a negative opinion of him. Simple.
Okay.
That's
That's it.
what it is. That's just what it is.
That's your point.
Even on the flip side, if somebody kept winning for you, you're gonna have a positive whatever. It goes both ways.
So let me tell you this. Can I make a point though? Let me ask you this.
Go crazy.
Let's use Draymond as the example.
Okay.
Greg doesn't like Draymond.
Okay.
Greg's probably not gonna watch a Golden State Warrior game unless it's playing his team, or unless he has money on it, and that's what it is. So let's say, like you said, the NBA needs more money. Like you need more people to watch the game. Mm-hmm. Now that he has money on Draymond, that entices him to watch the game.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like I get
But
what
what
you're
if you
saying,
lose and now you don't feel like watching because now you're sick to your stomach and you lost like $100?
But here's the thing: for you to lose, you had to watch all 4 quarters. You might, but by the time you flip the channel,
nah, it's a blowout. I hypotheticalize this is a blowout. I'm sick to my stomach. I don't want to watch anymore.
Hypotheticalize, it's a blowout, Jesse. At the end of the day, that even when blowouts happen, niggas still be playing.
Yeah, and I'm still losing my money, so I'm sick to my stomach and I'm not watching.
Bro, and here's another thing about the betting though. All right, let's say Draymond, you bet on 5 players. Draymond fucked up. You still can win.
Nah, but
you win on 4.
I bet on the
if
team, so therefore, like, I lost my parlay.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're betting on the team, then that's you. But still, it's the same thing. You have to bet on more than one team. It can't be like you bet just one game on. Like, there's no single game bets. You have to make a 2-game bet. Meaning, so are you betting on the team or are you betting on fucking?
I'm doing both, like, because I can do it now because it's legal in Florida.
I was trying to just
you can't mix both, Jesse.
Why not?
But we're gonna. That's just what it is. They're 2 different platforms. Sorry.
Yeah, I have both of them because I saw ads on both in between ad breaks.
So maybe you can, but all right. Even if you can, Jesse, that's
they both give me $100 to sign up.
You said if you want Golden State to win, then you predict
because I'm writing for my team.
10 rebounds. You predict.
I triple down.
Okay, but here's the thing: if you're writing for your team, you should know your team. You should know your team.
I do know them.
You should know
and I know that they
team.
lost.
All right, so if you know your team, all right. So if they get blown out, bet under, nigga. That's it.
No,
bet under.
They're my team.
Like shit. Then lose.
No.
Fucking lose. Yeah. Fucking lose. That's what it is.
I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna make it big. All I need is one. All I need is one.
All you need is one. What?
All I need is one win.
Yes.
Yeah. All I need is one. I'm gonna make it big. Watch. All my debt is gonna go away. Because my team is
No, but
ass.
listen.
The odds are
No, but you
for
can't.
me.
But like I said, at the end of the day, you're still exercising your free will, and as long as you make sure that you said like you know that it's your choice and your free will based off of your decisions and your probability. So that is your problem. Dan, what were you
No,
saying?
it's not a problem. It's a plus.
All right, so the reason why I said Tyrese Maxey, not a Draymond Green, is because Tyrese Maxey is a young player, and most people do not know about Tyrese Maxey. They know about James Harden, they know about Joel Embiid. They just know
But
Tyrese Maxey was he hoops.
But most people, Stan, who bet on shit that they don't know, are gonna, like I said, look at the stats. The stats are gonna tell me everything I need to know. Like it might not show me this niggas. I might not know his his how good of a player specifically he might be. But if I look at his stats, like think about it, general NBA.
Yeah.
If you look at somebody's stats and they're averaging 20 points, like I'm gonna think this player is pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. I'm gonna look at his average. Like, yeah, get your stacks. I see you looking up the numbers. Get the numbers for me, because then we can make it real.
I'm not.
Oh, all right. So,
the point that I was trying to make was because Tyrese Maxey is somebody who's young and doesn't have a narrative right now. People don't have an opinion on Tyrese Maxey. You could look at the stats and make an opinion, but in terms of if I was to just say Tyrese Maxey, most people don't have a first thought to their mind. They're just, oh, he played for Philly. He played with James Harden and Joel Embiid. Good young player. That's it. They don't really like. If I told you to say something bad about Tyrese Maxey, can you name one thing?
No.
But if I was to tell you name one thing about Draymond Green, can you?
Yeah, but you gotta remember it. It's because Draymond Green is Draymond Green.
That's the point I'm trying to make. That's why I use.
All right, so let's switch it. Let's use it like this.
No.
Tyrese
We're
Maxey
not like
Tyrese Maxey or Victor. Like I said, because
here's the thing, we're literally arguing with a brick wall.
Like
he got ears, you don't use them.
I'm not getting it.
He got ears, you don't like using them.
You keep cutting me off to try to find a point where you could disagree, and it's like,
Okay.
At the end,
I'm gonna let you finish it. I'm sorry. Finish it and tell me when I can.
All right. So boom, Tyrese Maxey is a young player that does not have a narrative yet. So let's say for those 5 games, you might have an opinion on Tyrese Maxey because, like, let's say I watched the game, and I know Tyrese Maxey, and I know, okay, boom, he might be averaging 25 points per game, but he's not really a scorer like that, even though the stats show that he is. Whatever, boom. But let's say I have a platformer, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And these 5 games, he gave me L's on my parlays, whatever, and I didn't hit because of him. He was the only person that didn't hit for me. And I'm mad, this and that. Because I'm mad and I'm frustrated, I'm going to start talking shit about Tyrese Maxey. Oh, he sucks. He's this. I'm going to start pointing out all his flaws, this and that, blah, blah, blah. People who's watching my content is going to be like, okay, boom. So now it's starting to trend that Tyrese Maxey is not good. He's a fraud. I'm creating a narrative for Tyrese Maxey. You see what I'm saying? All right, so boom. Now, since he's young and still on his rookie contract, and I'm creating this narrative for him, this narrative is going to start running because that's the way narrative works in the NBA and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Whole time, Tyrese Maxey's playing great, but just because I said this shit and he has these games here and there, there's like, okay, he's a little iffy, this and that, blah, blah, blah. When it's time for him to reach the All-Star, he's not going to get votes because of the narrative I created. You see what I'm saying? And because he doesn't make the All-Star team, that fucks up his contract. So now when his rookie contract is done and it's time for him to sign that max, he's not going to get that max that, let's say, Zion just signed because he doesn't have the accolades because it's voting base. So the whole time Tyrese Maxey was playing well, just like these other people, but because I created this narrative when he didn't have a narrative and they ran with it and this and that, blah, 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 now he just lost out on about $45 million on his contract because of the narrative I created because he played bad in those 5 games. You see what I'm saying?
I can talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I see what you're saying. The narrative that you can place puts that thing. Because, like you said, you placed the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So your actions affected him. Not Prize Picks actions. It's your actions. Because you decided to bet on him.
But because
Prize Picks is empowering
my reaction happened because of the betting.
which
People,
is fair to say, but
and you can't deny that people are not having opinions based off whether they're hitting or not, because that's what it is now. You cannot deny that.
Yeah,
do people have
Because
opinions
it's
based on whether
objective.
they're
Like
hitting or
it's
not?
objective. You can
Yes.
hear a
because
gambling
about
Yes,
habit from
but
miles
at the
away.
end of the day, like you guys know what the NBA is. Like good players, there's a lot of good players in the NBA. For the most part, anybody who watch like it's nobody's gonna say everybody in the NBA is a good player, but for the most part, everybody has the understanding that if NBA was easy or if everybody in the NBA was trash, then anybody would have been able to join the NBA.
yeah,
So I think that like that's how most people think. I can confidently say majority of people who watch basketball understand that for you to be in the NBA, you have to play at least good enough.
no,
That's just well good enough to
Mm,
get through the door.
no,
Listen,
no.
bro, because so then what are you
there's a
talking
lot of
about? So why
politics.
is
There's a
all
lot
right, so
that goes into
whatever.
going to the
Okay, and
NBA.
that's the point I was gonna make. That the NBA, if the NBA want Tyrese Maxey to be known, they're gonna make him known. If
No,
they
we
don't want him
literally
to be
just
known,
said
he
earlier in
won't be
this
known.
episode that some people are getting 3 games like a season, 3 national games a season. And so if you're only getting 3 games out of a season that lasts from October to March, that's exposure. You could be averaging 40. You're getting three
Yeah, but
games.
here's the
That's
thing.
exposure.
But here's the thing. But
You can
me
only
betting
switch
on
around
him,
so many
me betting
timetables.
on him, me betting on him is gonna have me looking for those 3 games. If those 3 games
But
are
how
on
would you know
TV,
to bet for
understand
him
this
if you can't see him?
because
You only have
they
3.
literally
Is
you're
that really
looking.
enough? Is that a big enough
Yo,
sample
but
size
you're
for you to make an
because
educated
you're
guess? Because
looking
it's
at
all
the
about numbers, right?
yes.
Oh,
It
it
is an
is
upset.
at the
You
end of
want to
the
know why?
season when it's
Because
already done.
what are you the fuck are you talking about? You bet on a game basis. Per game. Every game that
Oh,
come up, his next game that come up, you can bet. Like I said, clearly you have not bet. That's why I'm trying to tell you. Before you
clearly you
can
bet
make
too
your
much.
opinion, clearly I know what the fuck I'm talking about. The point I'm making is if you know what you're talking about and you know because Stanley's seen the platform, so Stanley knows how it works.
Yeah,
You see if you the way it works is it's leveled up and you click NBA, okay, boom, now it's leveled up in categories.
yeah.
Scoring,
They give you
assist,
mad details,
assist plus
even
scoring.
previous shit
Ring,
to try to make
yes.
you. Yeah,
Like shut the fuck up, Jesse, because if you don't know this shit, don't talk about this shit. If you know this shit, then talk.
Nah, but like
You
you're
don't
making
know.
it seem like, oh yeah,
No, I
everybody gonna
am
know
making it
that.
seem like I'm not saying that everybody know that. The point I'm making is I'm trying to tell you
Cause it's
this, and you're
like
not
we're
listening.
talking but you're not listening to us either, and that's the issue.
I am
Like
listening to
you're
you guys.
not
You
because
guys,
Andre, you
wait,
literally
here's the
said
thing.
the moment
You
Stanley
guys
done,
aren't
can I
taking
talk?
in
Is that someone who's listening?
Yeah, because I listened to what he said and I didn't want to interrupt him because he said he's been trying to get his point out. So once I heard his whole point, that's why I attacked his point. If I didn't listen to him, I wouldn't have been able to attack his point that he made. So like I said, literally, sports betting is your personal decision. Nobody forces anybody to sports bet. The advertising is there, you choose to do it. But you make the calculated risk. Like if the bet you made changes how you view the player, that's on you. But like at the end of the day, the people who need to get paid are gonna get paid because nobody. It's like this. Look at it like this: Tyrese Maxey will get $0 contract if nobody's watching NBA. Because at the end of the day, y'all watch the NBA, but you guys don't make like you guys aren't enough. You know what I mean? Like the NBA, like I said, it's not me saying this shit.
but you
The
think
NBA
sports bet?
said that they were losing numbers.
The NBA
Do
was doing
you
fine before sports betting even
you
came in.
think? So you think sports betting saved the NBA? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say it saved nothing. I'm just saying it did help boost the amount of people that are in like watching the sport.
I disagree.
And if you're gonna say, you think sports betting didn't help more people watch the sport?
You might have gave it some extra
Nah,
viewers here and there, but
you know, bro, you know
if
that's
you think
not,
if you think the
bro.
percentage
Sport,
base is that much bigger,
It's
bro, it's
probably
not.
like
bro,
maybe
because
5%.
NBA viewership has actually went down in the past several years. It's been lower and lower. That's why they
but
created the in-season tournament to try to find a way to revamp the NBA to try to get more viewership because it's been going down. So sports betting has not been
regardless,
helping.
yeah, but sports betting just got this
I
price
understand
shit
that,
is a year
But
old.
it's like
but
already a
This shit is
problem.
new.
but I'm just saying, like in terms of like, oh, it's helping viewership. It's not because viewership is going down.
Listen, I haven't seen the numbers from this past year. If it's still going in a downward trend, I won't know. But what I can say is more people do bet on basketball. And like since basketball has so many games, it makes it a lot more like fun to bet on. Is it something that I feel like is good? I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world because, like I said, people do bad shit all the time.
I'm just
So
saying
it's
it
like
shouldn't be advertised as hard as it is. That's my only issue. I don't care
you
that they do
understand.
advertise it.
I get that, but like I said, if it's being advertised hard, then it's because it's somebody's making money. You don't buy advertisements if your shit's not selling.
It's
That
not
is what
that.
the fuck it is.
It's those people saying this is the contract and we're gonna pay you this much to give us this much TV time to talk
Exactly.
about this shit.
No,
And
but
NBA is
like
gonna
I
be
said,
like,
the
money
money that
cares,
they
money
get,
talks.
the money that they get is from people who bet. Because you got to remember, I speak on people who win, but there's a lot of people who lose. Majority of people are going to lose on a bet.
That's the point we're trying to
That's
make.
just what it is. But
Because we're
that's
talking about
why
two different we're talking about two different 1% here. We're talking about the 1% that's just losing, getting their ass kicked, and you're talking about the 1% who is literally like sitting on a porcelain throne. Like
Yeah,
sitting on a
dudes are
throne.
I'm not even talking. I'm speaking about everybody in between, like the average person who like jump on this app. If the average
Wait, did
person,
I
like you
just hear
said,
that right?
let's say you were just bro. Let's say you were curious. You saw the apps. All right, you're curious. You're like, I watch basketball all the time. They said they're gonna if I put in 100, they'll give me 200. Let me see if I win. All right, you play, you don't win. Then what? You're gonna keep going? No, you're gonna stop. You're gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care no more. But if you win a little bit, you probably might do it. You probably might be messing with it more. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not speaking on the people who are buying houses with it. Yes, people do it. Yes, people can make this an income, and it's been an income a long time ago. The point I'm making is that anybody can do it. It's another. In my opinion, it's not like can it hinder the game? Yes, it could probably hinder the game. For sure, it can hinder the game. But there's a lot of things that can hinder the game, and I don't think this is the worst thing in the world. But
The
that's
problem,
me.
the problem is betting is bad. It's never been good. It's a bad thing.
Betting
It's a
is
negative
bad.
thing. That. There's no avoiding that. And
But
that's
betting
the
is bad because it's addictive.
that is the point I'm trying to make. So when you're sitting there pushing an addictive thing in front of our faces 24/7, what do you think is gonna happen?
You might get addicted.
Might, or is like you're most likely.
Listen, you're most likely to get addicted. The
The
probability
same,
is higher for you to get
the
addicted.
same way that drugs is addictive. If you sit there and put drugs in everybody's faces and everybody starts trying it, what's gonna happen? A whole bunch of people's gonna be addicted.
But then you guys are gonna hate this because Jesse's gonna call this a cop out.
Go
But
ahead.
then that's kind of like like that goes down to the like how you were raised. Because at the end of the day, if you were raised, like nobody can say anybody's raised correct, quote unquote, right. But like for the most part, that betting is bad, like you said, or at least gambling is bad because that's what I think. I want to make sure you're not confusing. Gambling and betting are two different things. Well, not really. Let me say it like this: being addicted to gambling, or like I think gambling is the addiction to betting. So the addiction to betting and just betting like casually is two different things. That's like when you drink occasionally versus when you drink fucking all the time.
And
So my thing to counter that would be, let's say we were somebody who was drinking at a young age. Would you think we would be addicted now?
It's I can't tell you. Everybody's different because the reason
Yeah,
why I say that
but would
because
you feel like
perfect
it's a
example,
higher chance? That's all I'm asking.
higher
over or
chance.
under?
Yeah, there's probably a higher chance over,
So it'd be that's why underage drinking is so bad,
of course.
because your mind is not fully developed. Same thing as now. So you're saying yes, we are raised
All
properly
right,
and not everybody's raised
all
differently.
right, all right, okay. But listen to what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Same way they have the regulations. That's why they have regulations on drinking. Do people still drink underage? Yes. But the people who drink underage, listen, I don't know if you did, but anybody you might have known of who drunk underage, they knew it was bad.
Hmm.
Nobody drunk underage and was like, oh, I didn't like I'm supposed to be doing this. Like this is okay to do. No, people who drunk underage knew that they were sneak. Like that's why you sneak it. That's why you're hiding it. That's why you're not doing it in plain sight. That's why you're trying to like. That's one thing I'm trying to make you understand. That's it's all about the free will. Like I keep thinking you guys aren't seeing the free will because like when you look at drinking as the
But
counteract,
here's
drinking you have to be 21 to do it.
Mhm.
Listen, they have their precautions. For you to bet, you have to show your ID. If you don't have a valid ID, then you cannot bet. So how did this minor get a valid ID?
So
Whose ID did they use?
that's a
Like that's
minor.
the point I'm making.
So drinking is 21, betting is 18, and I think we both could agree there's a big difference between 18 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
So
For sure.
when you're 18, your mind is not fully developed. You don't have real
But
issues.
but here's the thing. Like I said, you cannot say that for the majority. You can say that for a good amount of people. You can't say that for the majority. At 18, there are people who you know who were living by themselves, making shit happen, paying their bills, like figuring life out. At 18, were you responsible enough to watch yourself? Yes or no? Are you responsible enough to cross the street? Yes or no? At 18, if you're responsible enough to drive a car that can literally kill somebody, like so, and you're thinking sports betting is gonna be the end all be all?
yeah, it actually
It's
At
could.
the
not
end of
about
the day, bro.
the reason why I'm
That's
trying to
it.
say
Not
it is
even.
that at 18 years old, I think we could all agree you're not fully developed. Yes, there are people that are more mature than others, and it's like, okay, this 18-year-old acts like he's 25. Cool, whatever. We're not talking about those. But the majority of people that are 18 act like they're 18. That is, you can't argue that. And
Nah,
the
no, I can't. The majority of people, bro. Listen. Like I said, the reason why I can argue it
How is
is
this
because I
going?
see.
I don't
Wait,
understand your
what?
stance. I just don't get
And
this.
also
I said this.
the small part that I'm trying to make you understand is like our childhood and the childhood that's going on right now is we didn't have social media growing up the way we did.
Exactly.
Social media
Exactly.
makes it so much worse. So it's like that's why you get it's hard to be a parent at this time because like Jesse said,
For
you can't be
sure. And
around your kid all the time.
I'm not saying it's easy at all. I'm not. Who am I to judge anybody? I'm not judging nobody as a parent. But at the end of the day, like I said, don't blame the sport betting company because somehow, some way, your kid had to get to it. And at the end of the day, if your kid,
But
like, bro, think about it. Bro, at 16, let's use 14 because it depends on how old you're saying. You're 14 to 15, 14, 15, 16, whatever. How are you getting this money to bet? Your parents' allowance for the most part, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Whatever your parents are giving you.
but
Okay,
Yeah.
if your parents are giving you
hold
allowance
on.
and you're betting that allowance, and one or two things gonna happen: either you're gonna win or you're gonna lose.
Uh-huh.
My
You
question
win
is
it.
this.
You win it as a parent if you know you're giving your child $20 a week when you see your child having money, or you just notice things because parents notice shit. For you to make it seem like your parents is not gonna notice shit, like when you're at school, your parents don't go in your room, would be a lie. Everybody on this chat knows when they went to school before. They've went home before and they could just tell their parents been in their room. Everyone in the chat can say that.
Okay.
So the point I'm making is you can put two and two together. You might not put two and two on the sense of it's sports betting, but you can investigate. And as a parent, some parents be too scared to be like, give me your phone, let me see what you're doing, because they think, my child should have the right to privacy. When at the end of the day, your child is a fucking child.
But
Like, yeah, I agree on giving kids privacy, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. The point I'm making is sports betting is bad if you use it negatively. Yes,
but
anything you say, anything you use can be put as a negative. Drinking can be negative. Cars can be negative. Sports betting is just like that. Is it like, bro? I thought this had to do with the game. I think sports betting is making more people watch the game. You guys think it's not. Cool. We disagreed. I was cool with that.
I say they're watching it for the wrong reasons.
And that's okay because at the end of the
That's
day,
not
the
okay.
people well, here's why it's okay because the people who care,
Uh-huh.
the people who really care about it,
Mhm.
which are the players, don't give a fuck. You wanna know why? Because they're
Why?
getting paid.
But want me to tell you why they're
They're
not getting
getting
paid?
paid.
I want to tell you why
Why?
they're not getting paid.
Why?
Because
Let me hear you.
with now people are forming opinions based off bets. So it's like, okay, so now there's certain people that's getting more attention than others. And that's why people like Tyrese Halliburton is getting no games on TV. and he's not gonna make All Stars. He might
But
now because he
at the
just
end of
had
the
that.
day, he's not getting games on TV, but he's getting fucking paid. Your NBA contract is the
But
contract that the team gave you. The team
Yes,
gives you a contract, bro.
You're
yes,
getting
but
paid off of the
but
TV deals
but
anyway.
there's certain accomplishments that you have to do to even qualify for certain deals, and if he can't
For
get them, if
sure.
he's not
For
getting
sure.
certain attention,
But if
because
you're
you can
good
only
enough, you're
perform
good,
so
bro.
well. Like you can
Bro, if you're good,
only
I
like
get what you're saying, but like you've seen people who are on bad teams or on teams that get no views and you still know about them. That's how you fucking know about them. That's the point I'm making, Stan. You know about them because of that. And I bet you if I was back on my betting shit, I would know about him. You want to know why? Because I would have seen him popping up. Like that's what I'm trying to make sure you get. It doesn't matter. Like first thing is this: national TV and league pass, two different things, right? League pass, when you have league pass, you get the game regardless. No,
yeah, yes,
most of the time.
okay. So at the end of the day, like I said, most of these people who are spread betting and actually making money off of it is gonna buy a league pass. Why? Because they need to watch these niggas play. But let's say hypothetically that's not the case. The point I'm making is you've seen the system. It's based off of how, like, bro, if like you said, if there's 4 games today and his game is on one of those games that are playing today, he's gonna pop up on the list. And let's say, like you said, it's gonna say, "Oh, he made his last 10 games 20 points." Bro, I've betted on people before. I can show you my screenshots. I've betted on people before I never fucking knew. And I've told you this before, Stan. I've been
you
like,
watch
Stan,
them.
I've never heard of this guy before. And yeah, I watched the game because now I got money on the game. Now I have an incentive to watch the game. Like I said,
Oh,
not you. The
oh,
difference is you guys just don't need an incentive. But the thing is, here's one thing you have to make sure you factor in. I don't love basketball how you love basketball.
I
For
understand.
football, I can watch football all day.
I
Not my
understand it.
team, the Dolphins are playing, and I won't really care. Would I like to watch other teams play? No. But if it was just playing all day, I wouldn't switch the channel. But there's basketball teams that I just could care fucking less for. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm making sure you get like my love for that game is that's why like maybe that's where we're having a disconnect. I like basketball. I like basketball a lot. But it's not something that like
I
I
feel you.
want
You're not gonna watch all the teams. Yeah, I feel you.
besides the Heat, I'm not watching I'm not gonna look, oh, Golden State plays at 7, let me be
I feel
ready.
you.
No,
I feel you.
I
I feel
don't
you.
give a fuck. But
There's
if I have
nothing.
money on Steph, then I might be like, shit, let me go watch them boys play.
So
I need to see if Steph hit my parlay.
the disconnect that we are having is you believe that because people put bets on people, they watch the games. That is not the case.
I'm not saying everybody does, but one thing I will say is it does help like I can say confidently more people watch it more the people base let's say you had 100 people who bet on a game. I could promise you 70 of those people went and watched it because they betted on it
Yeah, but when you're
versus
making
the 30 who
if
who
you're
betted just because.
if you're making a 5-legged parlay, which is people, when I say this is getting out of hand, people are doing way more than 5 at this point.
Bro, I
getting
see
out
like
of hand.
20.
And like
So,
parlay.
like 18-legged parlays. I like those people are sick.
For sure.
You're too deep into this shit. But like, let's say you're a 5-game parlay.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you can watch all those games at the same time, and you're not going
That's
to.
not listen, and nobody's saying you are. But like I said, I have definitely flipped between 2 games before that I had bets on. I have definitely done that before because you've seen those games. One game be on halftime, while the other game's on the second quarter still. So now you switch back. Boom. When you switch back, like listen, I've done that before. And the point I'm making is, like I said, because betting is so broad, especially like the player betting aspect of it, it's
Mhm.
so broad. You can never really speak on the majority unless you're saying that majority of people, like I said, because perfect example, I betted on the shooting game, right? I bet on a player for like one of those video games.
Mhm.
He won, but I never watched the game. I wouldn't even been able to tell you where to find it.
Mhm.
I just bet it because I saw somebody else tell me it's a good bet. Like, I looked at the numbers, it matched up what I was thinking, and I was like, bet. They were like, it's a good bet. I did it. So the point I'm making is it's really like, what's that? I don't know if you remember back in school when they showed you like you can have like 3 numbers, but then it can make so many different variables. It's one of those things
Probability.
like that because probabilities, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have, like I said, Stan, you said people bet 5, but what about the people who only bet on 3? You get what I'm saying? And when you bet on 3, like I said, just to make sure you understand. So the way, like, for example, let's use 3. If you bet on 3, if you hit for your 3, you make whatever that money is. But if you hit on 2, let's say one person fucks up, and you only get 2 people to get right, you get the money that you invested back. Now, you ask why would they do that? Because like you said, yes, you're
Oh
right.
my god.
That dope is going to make you want to bet more. It is going to make you want to bet more. You got your money back. You're like, shit, I didn't really lose nothing. Let me go bet again. You know what I mean? So you're right in the sense of it. It does make you want to keep betting. But like I said, most people who don't win don't keep betting. That's just what from the experience of people I've been around. But the people who win usually keep betting. And I'm just saying, like, bro, my example is simple as, let's say I did want to bet only on my favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
I look at all that shit. I look at points. Let's say I look at the Heat. I look at points. All right. Fucking Butler, Jimmy is okay, cool. They have Jimmy on par to make more than 4 assists. But I have him on the same thing. I see on the same thing. They have him on par to make more than 15 points. I'm gonna look at the 2 probabilities and see which one's a better chance, and I'm gonna pick that one. I'm not gonna pick points every week.
I understand that.
So that's what I'm saying on the sense of like, it's to me, I feel like it's harmless unless you make it a problem.
But the point that
I
I'm
feel
trying
like
to
it's
make is
harmless.
it's easy to make it a problem.
It's very easy.
And listen,
especially when it's in your face, because your probability, we're talking about probability. It's
You just gave me 10 examples, like 5 different examples of why it's not that bad and it can't hurt you. Which basically what I heard is you gave me 5 reasons why I should do it just now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't.
But you just argued it. Like you really being pro gambling. You essentially are doing it.
I understand you're saying it's my decision and you said free will. And I get that. I do get that. But what I'm saying is the way you just explained that shit to me is basically, boom, you have an insurance card. You have different aspects to vote or different things you can bet on to make it easier to bet. And the fact that they even give you a promo card to double your money.
Yeah, you should. So listen, like, if you ask me, yes. If you think, but here's what I said. I say it just like the alcohol companies. If you can do it responsibly, yes, you should do it. That's the biggest thing I can say. If you can do it responsibly, 100% yes. You want to know why I say that? Because at the end of the day, that's if you said, hey, Dre, I need to legally make $100 and I only have $10. I want to legally make it. Shit, I'd say, bro, go try this $5. Like, go try this parlay. Like I said, you choose how much risk you take. The people who are taking a 10-play parlay is taking on more risk than the person who's taking a 2-player parlay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You choose the risk. If I'm being honest, yes, I would say for you to do it. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, if you're confident in your decisions, like I said, you watch the game enough to know basketball.
Why aren't you?
Why not use that knowledge?
That's all I got from this conversation.
But the point that I'm trying to make is when you win, you get a certain dopamine that comes with it, and like, okay, I won.
But remember what I said. Remember what I said. Responsibly. Because think about it. There's millions of things you can do when you fuck a girl. Oh, sorry. When you have intercourse, you get a dopamine hit. When you go on a roller coaster, you get a dopamine hit. There's so many different things that give you dopamine hits.
But these are not things that's being pushed to your face 24/7. It's control.
But it is. Bro, you're on social media. Intercourse is always being pushed in your face 24/7. But you're not out here hitting and having intercourse with everything you see. Correct or incorrect? Like I said, you have the free will. It's responsibility. You are responsible for your actions. That's why if you go and murder somebody, they're going to send your ass to jail, not fucking everybody to jail, because you're responsible for your actions. You put a bet because you thought that you were going to hit. Nah, I didn't tell you were going to hit. Like, that's, at the end of the day, I feel like you guys aren't giving enough power to the fact that it's your choice.
I understand.
Nobody forces you to do anything.
I'm just saying
you just asked me a question. Like I said, the question you asked me was, based off of my opinion, I'm pro gambling. Like, not pro gambling, but pro betting. Should you bet? Yes, you should bet. Should you bet your money? If you cannot bet your money, so like what I usually tell people to do, put the $100 in. Let them give you to match your 100. Then take your fucking $100 out and only bet the free 100 that they gave you.
I agree.
So now you have nothing to fucking lose. What's your
Yeah,
excuse now? And if
never
you
playing.
lose the whole fucking 100,
You're done.
so what?
Yeah, you're done. You're just off. You never
You
really
just don't
lost.
put no more money in. That's
Not
what
you.
I'm trying to make you understand. Like,
I feel
I
you.
get where you guys are coming from, but there's so many responsible ways you could do it that
So,
it's like,
my thing is the way you just explained that. You explained it in a very responsible way, and in that way, yes, I'd be stupid not to do it in
you
that
do
way.
it. You'd be stupid not to. That's the point I'm
But
making.
the
You're going to
point,
watch the
but
game anyway.
the point that I'm trying to make is when they're advertising on TV, there's no one saying it the way you just said it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Same thing like advertising alcohol. That's why if you look on sports betting, it says it. It says play responsibly. They just say it so fast, people just miss it. It says it. It says bet responsibly.
I understand that.
So what I'm making sure you understand is that's why, like I said, if you drink alcohol and kill somebody like after and get a DUI, that's why you're held responsible, not the alcohol company. Because people like betting, that's why, like I said, that contract you click I accept to make your account that nobody ever reads, the terms and agreement, it says like they're not liable for it because when people make that, when they made the app under the assumption that whoever was using the app was a responsible adult. That's what you agreed
No, they
to.
did not.
But listen,
No, they did
whether or
not.
not
They
you
did not
listen,
make that
but
happen.
Greg, that's
No,
your
they did
opinion.
not
Because
make
here's why
that
I
happen.
say that.
They did
Here's why
not
I say
make
that, Greg. Because here's why I say that. Because in the terms and agreement, the first thing they ask you, are you 18 or older? That's what they ask you.
But nobody,
Yes or no?
not everybody who's over 18 is a responsible adult. And
Listen, but here's the thing. You can say
companies-
that because you're older than 18, but when you were 17, 16, you wanted to be 18 to be considered an adult. That's just what it is. You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose when society standards apply.
But that
You guys like people want 18. People want 18 to be an adult. Technically, by law, if you got arrested today for a murder, let's say you rob somebody. You rob somebody at 16. You rob somebody at 18. By law, at 18, you're considered an adult. That's just what it is.
But the thing is,
you can choose when it is.
Just because I turned 18 didn't make me a responsible adult.
So, nobody said that made you a responsible adult.
But you said that these gambling companies,
they are under. Listen, but that's what it says in the contract.
Hold up. But you said these gambling companies are built off of expecting these people to be responsible adults. They are not. They literally target people who are irresponsible by they hire
Sherlock.
They hire psychologists just to.
That is our problem, AJ. That's the whole problem with everything we're saying.
You have to understand that. No, the problem is that it's with gambling. That's what your problem is. Because here's why I say that. They do that with everything. When alcohol, why do you think you see more alcohol ads on ESPN than you do on fucking MTV?
And you don't think that's a problem though?
Yeah, but I'm not saying whether or not that's a problem. Like I said, they are under the perception that you're responsible enough to drink. When you drink, you're supposed to be responsible. Listen, whether or not you agree isn't the problem. I'm just telling you what it is. That's why they said, okay, we feel like when people are 21, that's the age that people are responsible enough to drink. Because at the end of the day, it's hard for you to label one simple thing on the majority.
So why is it that 18 you're considered a legal adult and you're responsible, but you can't drink at 18? Why not?
Because you can go to jail at 18. Listen, why did they change it from 18 to 21? Because here's what you have to remember. It used to be 18, if I'm not mistaken. They changed it to 21.
Why did they change it? Though?
Because too many people were too many bad things were happening from that age group. But here's the thing.
The reason why they changed it from 18 to 21 is because during the 40s or 50s, essentially too many males, specifically males, were dying from car accidents at I think it was like a 2-to-1 rate compared to females, and they're just like, damn, we can't make this a gender problem, and we can't have them at two separate ages So they just raised it for everyone. That's the whole reason.
And that's the point I'm making, because the other thing is like with tobacco. Tobacco used to be 18 again. They recently changed it in like 2021 to 21. So like I said, I think as long as like I said, when you type that I agree statement and click I agree, like because like I said, nobody reads terms and agreement. There's some people who do. I won't say nobody, but most
Very
people,
far
the
and few between.
majority of people, do not read terms and agreement. And when you sign into those apps and you just click I agree, you click that you agree that you are a responsible adult.
But
that's what you click you agree to.
here's the
Whether or
thing,
not you
like,
knew that is on you, because at the end of the day, it's just like a contract. Let's say you sign a
but
contract
it's like, is that
and you
right
didn't read
though?
the whole terms
Just
of the contract.
because, like, is
Listen,
that right?
What does it have to do with anything though?
Like you're arguing every single point, but like
Bro,
you're
say
arguing
that
essentially like you're like the problem that we need you to understand is that these companies are not made off shaky foundations. They're made off just how you're able to research these players. They're able to research their consumers to such a insane degree to where they know who to target, how to target them, and how to get at them. Because here's the problem. We're not talking about today. We're not talking about today's problem. We're talking about down the road where that 14-year-old has seen ads for sports betting for 4 years straight, is now a responsible adult. They could have their whole life together. But because they've been seeing advertisements for so long, know so many people who are doing it, therefore they know success stories. They've seen bankruptcy. They're a responsible adult. They've seen it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when they're able to,
That's what I'm saying,
when they're able to go and do that, don't you think that they're more likely to go do it because they've been seeing it for a longer time than we have at our mature age?
But Jesse, like I just want
Like,
to make
don't
sure,
you
I don't
think
want
it
to cut you off.
increases
I want
the
to make
odds?
tell you something. But here's the thing: you have to make
Yes
sure
or
you
no?
factor in.
Yes
You're
or no,
factoring
Andre?
in the word
Over or under?
no,
That's not
because
how
you're
we're operating.
No, under because you factoring in the word responsible. You're responsible, Jesse. Stanley's responsible. That's why Stanley said if he would have bet and lost all the money he put in, he wouldn't bet anymore. And like you said, based off of your example, this person's seen success stories, seen bankruptcy stories.
Yeah, but don't you
then
think
that
he's
means
more
they
likely
know
to bet,
they're gonna.
period? That's what we're
Yes, he's
saying.
gonna be more likely to bet.
And that's
But here's the thing: you're more likely to do anything that you're influenced around to do. That's
yeah,
just
but
what
do
it
you
is.
think that
That's the
that's
plain, simple.
appropriate do you think that that's appropriate? Do you think
saying.
that is just?
Listen.
We're not arguing we are arguing the ethics of this, Andre. You're arguing the very black and white yes or no. We don't care about that. We don't give a shit.
Listen. But people don't care about the ethics either. More people.
We're caring about the ethics.
Let me change the
that's
argument.
the
My
whole
argument is
issue.
that more people don't care about the ethics than people that care about the ethics.
Because here's the problem: when you don't care about the ethics, like it's like this. The Bible is based off like, oh my, why am I bringing up the Bible? Fucking, I'm not even the best Christian.
Just use rap, bro, because
because
don't
like
care
here's
about the ethics of the shit that they're talking about in rap
until it affects you.
That's why it continues. And then now we're seeing all these people dying and shit and having sex, and like, do I even have to mention about the AIDS in fucking Florida between the age of fucking 16 to like 23, I think it was?
It's an insane number.
It's an insane rate.
It's an insane number.
Why you think that is?
It's like this, because what we're arguing is that this is an issue because on so many facets of our life, Andre, we're getting these same highly targeted ads for everything. Because eventually you're going to have that thing. Because Andre, you're going to have that thing no matter what in life where you're going to fold. And it's like what we're arguing is this one thing for a certain amount of people. That's all we're doing. That's all we're arguing. Because for a certain group, for a certain section of people, this is our generation's version of sitting at a slot machine. Have you seen them old people? They just hit the button.
Exactly.
That's our version of that.
Exactly.
And we don't want that because we don't deem it appropriate. That's what we've been arguing this entire time.
And I get it. But like
I don't think
said,
you do.
you guys aren't the majority. No, I do, but I think
we're all not the majority though. That's like so like
Yeah,
when you're arguing
but
we're
I'm
not the
speaking
majority,
of
we're not.
majority
We're
of
4
bettors.
people
The
out of a world of
majority
8 billion.
bettors, the majority of bettors. The majority of people who are gonna put money on a game.
Because here's the thing, Andre. We're considering bettors as people who are staying in the game. We're considering bettors if you did it once, period. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like we're considered did it once, period. That's what we're talking about. Like, we're talking about that. We're not talking about the people who are in the game for the long haul. Because yes, they know what they're doing. Yes, they do. But there's an equal amount of people who don't know what they're doing. Because even if you do research and you know what you're doing, quote unquote, you don't know what you're doing until you win money. Like, you just don't. Like, you could think you know the most, you could do and you could do the research. Unless you win or not, that's the thing. And here's the thing: we're betting on individual people. Don't you think that like history repeats itself, right? Don't you think that we're desensitizing how we view other people who are just shooting a ball into the hoop at the end of the day? Because think about it. The way that you're arguing that it can affect it can't, like, the way that you're arguing that, it can affect the perception, it can't affect the perception. The problem is that it's compounding interest. Don't you think that there's a point where, let's say 10 years down the line, we have a bigger pool of people who are gambling. Therefore, we have a bigger pool of people who are only caring about the yes or no outcome, and we have a bigger pool of people who are essentially not caring about the individual themselves. We'd be like, yo, he fucked up my parlay. I want to do something bad. Because you have to think about it like this. The bottom, we're talking about the extreme 1%. That number is going to grow more and more and more and more as this goes on, Andre. And that's our point. And you're saying exactly, like, that is our issue. That is our issue. This isn't a problem of today.